you're live.
Kick it over to live. Oh, hell. Elks. It's time for a Linux Gamecast. There's no way to rhyme Linux Gamecast with hell elks. Is there one, Jordan Swung?
No. You ever have, like, intrusive thoughts?
Oh, you know what? Not as much as the internet makes me believe it's a common thing, man. Like, how intrusive are we talking?
I just can't. A name came into my brain, and I can't stop thinking about it. It's OJ Crimbo.
OJ Crimbo.
OJ Crimbo. I don't know where that came from or why that's in my head.
It sounds like he's going to end up in a D&D game with you, buddy.
He is. He is. He's my new thief.
Can he be a hairy elf?
That sounds like a Kingdom of Loathing or West of Loathing character.
I don't know. All I know is he's gonna have a trouble putting on his gloves of dexterity. They're not gonna fit quite right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready, wrapping up a pre super shows, and it is July 6th in the year of his noodly appendage, the week where Limp Bizkit released a new music video.
Did they?
They fucking did.
Eminem put out a new video. Limp Bizkit put out a new video.
What the hell, man?
What is this? 2001?
Can we not get old in peace?
Are we back in time? Is there a new Halo game coming out?
Don't give them ideas. Wait, hang on. What do I need to come out? Oh, what do we got for you tonight? We got a lot of stuff. Steam decided to just have it's going to be a Steam show tonight, man. All kind of shit went down at Steam. They finally got some bans going on. A fighting game from Valve. We're just going to speculate like a motherfucker on that one. And Nexus Mods on Linux. Did you ever think we'd see that day?
Maybe not officially directly from Nexus. No.
Yeah, that was a bit of a strange one. You would have thought like STL or Lutris or something would like have a thing.
Right. Yeah. You'd be like, oh, you run
some other third party that's like, it's a mod manager that works for all operating systems. Yes.
Well then,
like R2 Modman.
Huh?
Yeah. I guess with the popularity of the Steam Deck too, like people. And like it being like a console that people can actually install mods on.
And it plays Skyrim really well.
that's
really all
Skyrim machine.
Yeah. I mean,
according
that's
to
what Nexus Mods, Nexus DPS4 or whatever, right?
Dude,
like,
the most played game on deck last month, Dark Souls. It's a portable fucking Elden Ring machine.
Yeah.
Pedro says that like half was like, Elden what? It's my Stardew Valley machine, motherfucker.
I am building up the wherewithal to take on Death Stranding because I do want to try it out. But I figured, like,
I'm scared that game's gonna be as boring as I think it is in my head.
And it's like, I know it's gonna be as boring as I think it is for the first hour, and then some neat shit's gonna happen, and I'm gonna be like, ooh. So if I can get past that like 100-hour hump, I think I'm good. But
100-hour.
Or I don't know how long it is. Like
that shit better come in like a wrecking ball, baby.
It's Kojima. No, you're getting like 3 days of cinematics before you can like move your guy around. But to the point about Elden Ring. Elden Ring is a huge game, and it's perfect for the Steam Deck because it's a thing that you can pick up and poke at it, right? Like you don't have to sit down and do like super extended long game sessions.
Save states, baby.
Yeah, I got 15-20 minutes. I can try and do a couple attempts at this boss or like try and get to this new area in the map, and yeah. Just poke at it.
And like, if you want to play like lock 30 FPS, you can play on high on the Steam Deck, and it doesn't even drop below 30.
Yeah, man, it's like playing on a console. What do they do? 60?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But so like I'm noticing this with Outer Wilds or Outer Worlds is like I would have tapped out like maybe 4 or 5 or like maybe like 15 hours ago if I weren't just doing like little bits a week. And like I think that's like for me like that's
for a game like that I could see that because then your subconscious can chew on some shit and then you show up and you're like, all right, let me try this.
Yeah, and it's like little chunks because I found like I'm not personally super compatible with like really long gaming sessions, but like little fits and spurts if I can get those in and like you know that's how I need to make the progress. So.
Here's the way my brain works with gaming sessions, everybody. I'll sit down. I'll start playing and immediately start feeling guilty that I should be working on something else. or doing something else, I just immediately generate a list of like shit that needs to get done. Then I just deal with that, and I fight against that until it wins. That's how long. Then I get up and go to it. I do no longer possess the ability to just to fuck off and play, like, playing games all day. Like, when was the last time you were able to do that?
I took time off specifically to do that with BG3. So like, I know Pedro did that for Elden Ring, but like, yeah, like maybe a year ago or something. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the 4th of July is a holiday here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
we had ours on Monday.
Ah.
Canada Day.
This is bad about not really keeping track of time, man. I was like, wait, shit's closed. Why? Oh, fuck.
Right. For me, it's like, why? What's with all the America oh, right. Yeah. Everyone's doing America today. So
then you can look forward to explosions all night, which is nice.
Yes.
Like this is like, you know, the day for long medium range assassins. It is their hollowed day of like, never be able to tell in half the places here. They just pow, pow.
Yeah, we're right next to 2 or 3 parks. So like, yeah, everyone's just like fucking sending off fireworks.
Did you ever like fireworks? Did you ever go to a fireworks show when you were young, Pedro? Did they have fireworks in Portugal? Or were they scared it was just going to burn the rest of the place down?
They're going to light the sky on fire.
Right.
There's plenty of fireworks, although there are strict regulations about no fireworks during the summer months.
Yeah.
No, it's a little Bernie.
I've been to a couple of fireworks shows. Been to one big one in New York. That's neat. But
those drone shows they have.
That's what I was getting to. Yeah, that's what I want to see is like one of those like nice, because there was a drone show. It's like, we're gonna have 30 drones, and I'm like,
no, you need like 300 drones. Yeah,
I was thinking like 15, 1600. Yeah, something like it would impress me with that. Nah.
Yeah, each one of those drones is a pixel, man. What are you going to show me? Like a postage stamp? Is it going to be the fucking Slappy Hippo from like AOL, from GeoCities or whatever?
We can make a smiley face.
Also, the resonance cascade of when one of those drones fucks up and takes out an entire chunk of them.
Well, listen, okay, yes. Also, there's a large percentage of me that wants to see that. Then I just like going to watch a car race. I'm like, what am I doing the whole time? I'm waiting patiently. Not completely. That's not the entire reason I'm there. But
that's one of the things that all men crave: motorcycle accidents.
All men just want one thing, and it's disgusting. NASCAR wrecks. I mean, yeah, it is. You pull a man out of there, he's looking like fucking melted grilled cheese. It's a grilled cheese that was subsequently melted. It was grilled and then over grilled.
Oh, that's dope, man. Yeah, imagine just like showing up and you're like, hey, look, it's the International Pyrotechnics Guild. Like, let's go.
Oh, the Pyromaniacs Association?
No, that's in the next hotel over.
Ah, right. 2 doors down.
Yeah.
Next convention center. Anime Expo was this week.
Okay. I haven't got. Oh no, that's not true. I went to a con in the winter. I went to Breakout, but that's like that was a small con. So no one was dressing up. It was just like people just there to play board games. So
I haven't been to Dragon Con in a long time, dude. It's been like
Dragon Con is like on my bucket list. But then I read about like the track system and how like, yeah, you really gotta like plan your shit out.
You do, like if it's not like, oh, I'll just drive over there real quick and go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not just around the corner from Dragon Con.
This is like, just go drive Dragon Con, check it out for the afternoon.
Yeah, for me, like, Gen Con is the other one I really want to go to. You got to book a hotel a year in advance for that shit. Those, yeah, unless you live there, that's not happening.
Let's be grateful that it wasn't 34 degrees when we started the show. Hopefully nothing will melt tonight.
Oh. Oh, no, I just saw it funny.
Oh, I was just playing along. Hang on, let's see. Do I get this reference? Oh, all right. Okay. Yeah. It took me a minute. Okay.
Toy Story 40K.
I've watched enough of the furry slaughter to know what that is. What is going... Oh, that's why. You know what? Google Photos is pretty damn good. I was like, I knew I had a picture of the motherboard. I just typed in computer parts and it pulled up all the stuff. And if it didn't find
it gets a little confused between computer parts and cars. Yeah. I don't know why.
What about do you like coconut milk? We were talking about milk earlier.
As a ingredient in curry, sure, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of coconut water, but like, yeah, coconut milk, coconut cream, that's good.
All right.
A little bit.
Are you particular? Do you prefer your coconut milk?
No
guar. That's how they come around here.
Not no guar.
No monkey labor. Okay.
Wait, like the Morrowind guar?
No, like the it's like a bug.
I didn't know that was something I needed to be aware of.
No, it's a thickening agent. It gets used in a lot of like gluten-free stuff.
Okay.
Because like as a replacement for like the gluten itself.
Yeah, same thing. Guar.
Yeah. Guar. Guar milk. It looks like a coconut. Yeah, you could easily mistake that for a coconut and try to milk it and put it in a can.
Actually, there's a lewd book in the Elder Scrolls games.
Yeah, the lusty Argonian whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them. There's also the other one, which is the three-legged guar.
Oh, I get it now that you provided a picture.
His name was Odorous Ungus. Yeah.
We call him Mini Guar.
Call him Dave Brocky.
And they were both of those books were penned by Crassius Curia, a character that in Morrowind you can in order to progress in House Lalu, he asks you to strip naked. He doesn't do any weird stuff, he just wants to see you naked. And when you want to become the Hortator of for the end of the quest, you have to give him a kiss.
You're a filthy Horta. Data's your bestest bet, because he's fully functional and anatomically correct. Yeah, and in other cases of my wife just being cooler than I am, she actually was friends with Dave Brocky, so. But, yeah. Not anymore, because he did.
Yeah, I don't even know who that is. I'm like,
that was like the main Guar guy.
Oh, the lead singer.
Yeah. The original one. Yeah.
OG.
OG. Yeah, because my wife is way cooler than I am. I have no idea why she married me.
Time to make the donuts. One thing that I saw that was kind of interesting this week. There is it's getting ready to go into a public beta. Cyberpunk multiplayer mod.
Oh, that might be fun.
They've turned Cyberpunk into GTA.
Ooh. I mean, that game is basically first-person GTA. So
yeah. That is pretty stable. They were doing a load test on the server late last week with 100 players.
Can you do like a? Can we do like a private one? Can we do like LGC versus Cyberpunk 2077?
I don't know. That would get me to open Cyberpunk again. I've still not made it past the Batman detective part.
I really need to just restart that fucking game.
I know I'd probably like the game at some point, and like, but
again, I went into it fully expecting to hate it, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm having a blast." And then you deleted then you made me unable to use my sword, and now I hate you again.
Yeah, that could definitely be an issue. I don't know, man. I'm usually not into games like that, but I mean, it's got enough like action in it to like even like Skyrim, man. Like I get into Skyrim to put buckets on heads. That was it. That is hilarious watching like all the goof videos. I'm like, that looks like a fun little physics fuck around game. Ended up second round, never beat the game. I'm gonna talk about that at the beginning of the show. Hang on, fine.
I think GTA also has that problem where like you can completely have a blast playing like hundreds of hours of GTA and never touch the main plot.
Yeah. Or have no desire to.
Yeah. That was legit how I used to play GTA. I'm like, I was shocked when I found out that there were missions and stuff you could like advance. I just wanted to go around and steal tanks and blow shit up. I was perfectly content doing that. And the game is happy to support you doing that.
I knew there were missions because I tried to follow that stupid little arrow and I kept getting lost and not being able to finish them on time. So I said, fuck the missions.
Oh, man.
Fuck the missions, spawn a tank, and then just have fun. Yeah.
With the original, I don't know if it was like GTA 1 or 2, the top-down DOS version, the only game we ever played was see if we could find the tank, then just wreck shit.
Yep, that was
it.
I knew where the tank was in GTA London. That was like just drive straight from where you spawn on the map, just drive straight to the right, then turn down, then after you cross the bridge, turn left. There's a tank.
I don't think I think I always remembered like the approximate direction of it in GTA 2, but if you drop me on that map, I don't think I could find it within like 5 minutes if you asked me to. But like also, I was 12 years old at the time. I got like zero memory of jack shit from then. Smoked way too much weed for that.
Oh, it's like, yeah, dude, 12-year-old, that's rough.
Yeah, I was fucking hotboxing my mom's office. She got mad at me for stealing her ganja.
Oh, dude.
She's like, this is my good shit, you son of a bitch. You can smoke the fucking shake.
I'll get you back in your 30s. Whoa.
Jordan the tween pothead.
You know what? I didn't get into pot until I was 18. I was the good boy.
I definitely had smoked pot as a teenager. I couldn't tell you what teeny variant, but like not enough to even register. Like never became a thing with me.
Well, I
was a drinker.
I started smoking weed around the same time I started smoking cigarettes. Around the same time I started drinking, and then I quit all that stuff. So
yeah, I started smoking cigarettes when I was like 15.
I had the opportunity to start smoking
parties in the 15s, 16s. That's when the smoking started. Yeah.
Found a shop I could buy them at 15.
It used to be the popular thing to smoke at my school, or at the first high school I went to was Captain Black cigars, like those cigarillos.
Oh, dude, everybody was smoking cloves when I was growing up there, and I was like,
yeah, because they were goths. Yeah,
they were fucking disgusting. Ugh. I
never tried clove cigarettes.
Oh, they're lovely. You should try it.
No, I'm not.
I tried the Cohiba cigarettes, and they taste exactly like the Cohiba, not cigarettes.
I think the worst thing I ever bought, I remember as a legal, I think I was 16. I thought they were going to be amazing, like the little cigarillos that were cherry flavored. They were like, yeah. And I lit one of those up and I threw that whole fucking pack in the bin, dude. I'm like, fuck that, ew.
I used to like them. Yeah, the grape ones were better.
Captain Blacks. Captain
Blacks. Yeah,
the one cigar I didn't mind every now and then, like maybe once or twice a year, was a what was it called? It was called Backwoods.
Okay, yeah.
They were like natural. They were all.
They also did they also did the chewing tobacco, right?
Backwoods. I don't know.
I never got into chew. I always thought that was gross as fuck.
That never bothered me. Well, I was always amused by. I've never seen anybody use snuff.
Oh, where they just like fucking snort it. Yeah,
like they got like I've never had that in me. I'm like, I don't even want to find out my reaction to inhaling particulates.
Yeah,
right.
It's like at least cocaine is like granulated. This is like these are some chunks, man. Like it's gonna get caught in something.
You snuffed or sniffed.
Yeah,
you sniffed your last snuff.
The last cigarettes I actively bought and smoked were these.
The Black Devils? I've never seen that. I've seen Black Deaths.
Yeah, Black Devil. They had like a vanilla smell, which was a lot better than just regular tobacco smell. But it didn't taste very much like vanilla. It was just like the smell that it left in the air. So yeah, them.
I don't know if I could pick out the difference between Canadian and American tobacco, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I started smoking a pipe before I was 20. Everybody loves pipe smoke. It's fucking perplexing, you know. Though, like, and yeah, cigarette smoke stinks to me now. But like, people start walking around like, bro, it's not less toxic.
Yeah. Well, I remember when I unboxed that 808 was the 805 mixer you sent me.
Yeah.
That thing reeked of tobacco.
Yeah.
That was,
I think it had little bits of tobacco in it, probably.
Yeah. Like, and I picked that up. I'm like, that's what Ben's house smells like. Interesting. That's always weird when you like go into someone's house and like you've never been there before and you get hit with like their smell.
Mm-hmm.
That was that room smell. That was the room I was allowed to smoke in the house. Because you don't want to smoke indoors, kids. It's nasty.
I used to really like cigars.
I don't even think about it, dude. Like, the only time I even like fuck around with this thing, dude, is like when we're doing a show. Just out of more of a fidget device than anything. Oh, did you see the dude who got locked up in Britannia, Pedro Mateus?
Which one?
Okay, I saw this earlier this week. This I saw the headline. Dude sentenced, I think, a 3-year prison sentence for carrying around a master sword. Okay.
Oh, 3
Nobody
months.
spoil it. Nobody should fuck
I
up.
saw that one.
Let me finish the thought. And I'm like, serves you right, motherfucker. I mean, you walking around with like the master sword, like that's gonna freak some people out, right? Calm down, Conan. What if you were a grill? And I read the article. It's a fucking fidget toy.
Yeah.
It was 6 inches.
6 inches.
Yeah. Well, I'm like, what am I looking at? And it's like the picture of the ruler next to it. I'm like, oh, that's what that is.
Right?
It was like 6 inches, so a little bit bigger than that, but it was literally a letter opener.
straight up banana for scale, right? Like,
dude. I don't know if that.
And also doing that in Birmingham, where knife crime is a thing and it happens a lot. And you just walk up to a policeman and go,
dude, he either caught a constable on a bad fucking day or they wanted him for something else, man.
So yeah, you get 3 months inside, suspended sentence, and shut up, go away.
What was it? 4 months.
Or 4, yeah.
Yeah. Do I get a picture of it? I'm trying to find a, here we go.
Yeah.
Fuck you. Right. Yep. 20C.
Now here's the thing.
All right.
I am immature enough that I would buy a Master Sword letter opener and I might swing it around and pretend that is an actual sword.
I'm immature enough to buy a full size one if it was reasonably priced.
They're not. That's the
I know, right?
That's,
yeah. Would I be out and about with it? Nay.
No, but like if I was getting it from like a comic
out in the street, no.
Would I have that in my pocket? Like whatever. Like I would have. Yeah, sure. If I carried shit like that, like as a like whatever pocket knife.
In my hypothetical scenario here, I just bought the damn thing, and I'm just like, oh, look at my cool little letter opener. Oh, I'm Link. I'm a pew pew. And then the cops show up, and you're like, you're going to jail. I'm like, what the fuck? No,
really?
brandishing a weapon. Drop it.
Put it down.
Lift your spread your sack and lift your cheeks.
Yeah, I would be a bit confused. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe the constable was a Metroid.
Maybe the constable was like this tall, and a letter opener is actually a threat. That letter opener is actually a threat.
Maybe. You like the smell of weed? I don't. Never have.
It depends. Shitty weed smells bad, but there's some like nice smelling stuff now. They've been fucking with the terpenes. They got the nerds on it.
Well, Jordan, back in my day, weed smelled like weed. Goddammit.
Yeah, back in my day, weed smelled like manure because that's what it was grown in.
Made it easy to find, though.
Someone just shared that on Mastodon.
power ramp.
That is surprisingly probably a viable controller as a replacement for an N64.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I guess it makes sense where you have like the control out, whatever, like these map to those keys. So you know, in your game, this is because like button 1. What the fuck is button 1, right? Like, button 5.
Yeah, like well, we live in a day where we can just remap controls. Like,
yeah.
Thank you, Steam Input.
And of course, it's got a turbo button.
Yes, third-party controllers gotta have them.
I'm just saying, dude. Like, since we can map all these extra buttons and stuff, like, I want this with like just put some extra little switches up here, man. Like, whatever. Like, give me some bonus buttons, like to put some stuff on. It doesn't need to record macros. Just throw it on there. I promise you, I won't play fighting games with it. Probably.
That's the thing. Fighting games actively let you have the simplified control schemes now that effectively do macros with just regular button presses. So
don't let the old school fighting game people hear you say that. They're gonna get mad because other people can play fighting games now.
Yes.
Oh no, they love it. They're huge fans of modern mode and Street Fighter because they're like, oh, cool, this is gonna be an easy match.
I mean, some people think that they're the usually the ones with like the very negative win-loss ratios.
I was just talking like
the
when
people
I watched
who think they're hardcore and they're not.
Yeah.
I'm just speaking from the people that I watch.
Yeah,
the actual hardcore people, they don't. They don't care.
The upper echelon, yeah. Where this kind of shit actually matters and not like your average Joe player, sure.
Yeah, nobody. I mean, who's gonna watch a fucking stream of average Joe players? That makes no sense.
The 6 people who watch my stream, thank you very much. Hey,
that would require you to play a fighting game in the first place.
Twitch, please disregard what Ven said.
What'd you say, Pedro?
To all the people watching us currently on Twitch, please disregard what Ven said.
Why? We're not playing a fighting game.
Real life is a fighting game. Everything is fighting games if you listen to fighting game players.
I don't give a shit. At the end of the day, it's a fucking video game. Changed my mind. You want to get wound up about a goddamn fuck-mothering video game? Do it. That's awesome. We can still be friends, but you're going to have to excuse me if I don't share your belief.
What a weird hill to die on the video game streaming website.
Right. Whatever.
Right.
Straw man going straw man.
I don't know. Like, am I supposed to care? Like, what am I getting like drug around for? I don't even know what the original argument is here. Do you?
It's not about the argument, it's about the irony.
Oh yeah, I fucked up. I shared my opinion on like watching people who play on modern and
yeah. The you know top tier streamers who are able to like operate at a competitive level. But and you know when someone, just a layperson, says to me, this person is playing modern mode, this is going to be easy. This tells me that they're probably not as good as they think they are.
All right. Well, we got different opinions on that. Cool.
Regression to a mean, baby.
But no, I don't have any, like, that's like people getting wound up about Dark Souls having an easy mode. Like,
yeah, some people just need something to complain about, right?
They do. Like, yeah. I don't have time for that shit.
That's the thing. I like Dark Souls, and I can see the why it is as hard as it is for what they're trying to tell, because it's supposed to be the oppressive world.
Put a shotgun in it. I don't care.
But that's the thing. I want more people to be able to enjoy Dark Souls. I want more people to like and get into the game. And if all they need is a easy mode, then yeah, put it in. I don't mind.
It comes down to people having bad wrong fun, right? There is a certain acceptable kind of fun,
the game wrong.
and that is the only type of fun you are allowed to have. And if you have any other type of fun, that's incorrect. You're doing it wrong, and you're a bad person, and you deserve to be shot.
Say what you really mean, man. Go home, back.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch of those Thrustmaster swappy controllers in CEX in Central Cambridge.
You know what? Fuck all that. That's some shit that's going to get wiggly, jiggly, and fall apart.
Or just straight up not register.
That is more shit to go wrong in a controller design. Cool theory.
But yeah, no, there's a bunch of them secondhand just sitting on a shelf right next to the Xbox Elite and the DualSense Edge.
Yeah.
And they're like almost brand new price, which I look at it, it's like, okay, at that price, I'm just gonna buy one brand new.
So wait, are all the D-pads and analog sticks swappable? Can you have like 3 analog
just those
sticks?
2 on the left.
Ah,
I think maybe. What about the analog? No, they couldn't. Well, I mean,
it kind of, I don't know. Based on the picture, it
could
kind of
rotate
looks
it,
like
yeah.
that.
okay, yeah.
But like, yeah, I don't know if they like actually fit or whatever. Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Just
I want
both
like
analogs on one side.
yeah, no, I want like all analogs or all D-pads or like all face buttons or something, right? Like,
Yeah, just fucking throw it down. I only deal in absolute, man.
yeah,
You get D-pads for buttons too.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, just analog sticks for buttons.
You gotta
Because
click. You gotta press down.
because I hate myself as much as I hate you.
Yeah, I see. There's just no scenario where I'm paying $150 for a game controller though.
No.
Uh-uh.
I got the $90 one for free because I saved up enough points and I cleared the store out of toilet paper.
So you get a PlayStation controller without saying
Right,
you get a
like-
PlayStation controller. Yeah.
Right, yeah, because like it was like what else am I gonna? I'm gonna get like 18 packs of Gatorade or something, or I'll just buy a controller, right? Like,
I don't know. That makes as much sense as people buying bottled water.
Unless there was a big scare about brain-eating worms in the water, then I could see the legitimacy of buying bottled water.
or if you don't want to buy like I don't know, I'd still probably makes more sense to buy like the powdered Gatorade and just mix it yourself.
Powdered water.
Just that air.
Yeah, dehydrated water.
Actually, that's a thing in the
Outer
Worlds.
yeah. Yeah, I
Dehydrated
was like,
water.
yeah, just add water, yeah.
I'd go for it.
Yeah, Monarch is huge. I was like expecting it to be tiny like all the other zones, and it is not. There's like a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah, no, that's just like the entire planet is accessible in that one zone, effectively. The bits you can go to anyway.
Yeah. I guess I also got to do the DLC missions as well. Those are on there.
If you have to skip one, skip the one about the solving the murder mystery in the hotel.
I would see. I was excited for that one. I like murder mysteries, but I'm gonna try it out anyways.
The
Perils of
Gorgon,
Gorgon?
expansion is a lot better. Like a lot better.
No, I guess we'll get to it at some point. Yeah. I guess because what I think my Thursday stream is turning into Epic gave this game away for free and I'm gonna play it for a while.
Yeah.
This is what I'm looking at is Midnight Suns. I want my Marvel dating sim.
What is Midnight Suns about?
It's like a XCOM-ish game.
Oh, that thing. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not quite XCOM. Apparently, the trailers did a very bad job of explaining like how the gameplay actually works. It's more of a card game.
Well, yes, it is. I've watched some of my super top tier streamers play it.
Yeah. No, when they were taking a break from wrecking dudes on modern mode, to play some cards.
No, while they were doing it.
Yes, off screen, right?
Yes.
It's a second monitor game. You got the little window. You got like dog window,
Picture
and then
in
you
picture.
get Midnight Suns. Yeah.
With a racing wheel.
Now with the man, there was a fucking Donkey Kong bongos on auction, but that shit shot up to $500.
Oh fuck yeah, it did.
I'm like, I want them. I want the bongos.
Imagine like the bongos, the maracas for the Dreamcast, I think.
Was the fishing rod? I remember the Dreamcast had the fishing rod. The Super Scope?
That one's... I got to search on one because I keep joking about playing Trackmania with one. But I haven't seen... I've seen one come up for like $100 and something, but it was like just clapped out and I don't want to rebuild one.
We can rebuild it. We have the technology.
I mean, it's going to be like, all right, I'm going to have to, you know, it's going to be Theseus ship when I get done replacing shit. And I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to mess with it. But no, my fighting game days are done, dude. Like my first person, I'm just not interested in first person shooters anymore.
I still like them.
I like watching them. I don't even like watching like if somebody's like streaming a first person shooter, I'm like, nah, I'm good.
I don't think I've ever really been into competitive shit, but like, you know, a Half-Life or like Outer Worlds or whatever, I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Well, if it's got like a good story to it, like, but like just raw, like I don't know if I'm going to play because I tapped out on the latest Doom game. I'm like,
yeah, Doom, the medieval one or whatever, Doom History.
Well, not like the super new one, but the one that's already out. The most recent one, a turtle.
Yeah.
Like I got a little bit into that, and I got to the point I'm like, I'm going to have to get good in order to do this, and I don't want to put the energy in it, and that really sucks. I was feeling my age on that. I'm like, I was like, can I play it with a controller? I'm like, no.
Can you play it on Kinect?
Possibly. Fucking Microsoft with that, dude. Like, there's no way it can be removed from the Xbox. Here we go. Our bad.
Let's ask Mr. Scissors what they think about that. Snip, snip.
Mm-hmm. Nah, dude. Like, that was the thing with that series of Xboxes. Like, they know it has to be connected to it. It was like hardwired. Wasn't it hardwired in?
I'm not sure if it was like physically wired to the console, but like, yeah, it was like a very critical part of it, at least from the beginning. And then they patched that out.
Mm. I did have something I've never had. Blew my mind. So I go to put on these bitches the other day because I'm tuning some audio. Audio's only coming out of left channel. In one mode. I put it in mono, it comes in both. I put it back in Beats mode, which is the, you know, consumer headset mode. Back just in one channel. Like, maybe there's erosion? Jiggle, 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 jiggle. No, Log, no, try it in a different audio interface. Nope, still left channel. This had worn out somehow. The little fucking metal ring that splits the TRS jack had like disintegrated somehow. Which I'm glad I found before I got out the screwdriver. Bongos. I don't know, man. Drums are a mystery to me. I don't even think they're real.
I don't believe in drums.
No.
Gene Krupa, he was just sitting in the back, flailing his arms around, wasn't actually doing anything.
Well, now you got room to get a drum kit.
Yeah, so the plan I was thinking was either doing a drum kit or getting a punching bag in here.
Do they make smart punch? Of course they make smart. They
probably do make smart punching bags. I
knocked that out of my larynx when it was that number. Of course they do.
No, like in my mind, it's the fucking shit from Dragon Ball where you got to punch it and it tells you your power level, right? Like,
oh right. It requires a subscription?
Yeah.
Yeah. For your punching bag.
For punching bag plus.
I put that on DuckDuckGo and the first result is Ipercut.
Ipercut?
Yes. With the letter I.
Yeah. I can visualize the marketing material.
Yeah. I don't know. I was just gonna get like a 120-pound heavy bag and.
You know what I'd rather have instead of a punching bag?
Speed bag. Kung Fu dummy. Oh, one of the.
Yeah, speed bag. Yeah.
Nah, I need something that I can like rage against. Yeah. Because I figure that might be a useful anger management strategy. Is if I have the designated murder thing, then I can just go nuts on that.
Well, you're gonna have to find the one that is heavy enough to where you're not turning it into a pinata, but light enough to where it won't break your fucking hands.
I'm fine with breaking my hands.
Everybody is first couple of times, I think, till you actually break your fucking hands. And I've broken my hands several times, and it sucks.
And then the doctor says you can't keep breaking your bones like this. You're not 12 anymore.
I'm just gonna drink more milk. Get over here, firecracker. Slurp, slurp.
It's usually hands you can deal with. It's if you get like fucking sprain in your wrist, dude. It'll just fuck you up, dude.
Yeah.
It's an annoying injury. People don't typically have the foresight or the patience to be like, hold on a minute, let me tape this up real quick before I smack you around. Or get smacked around. It goes both ways.
I think you need to tape up your face
Yeah.
for the getting smacked around bit.
Well, put on your fucking headgear, for fuck's sake, people.
The other thing, and this one is not going in the office, this is a backyard exclusive, is I want to get like a sword dummy or something. Whack at it with a sword.
Then you're gonna get a sword? You're gonna use that excuse? We're like, well, we already have a sword dummy.
Yes, 100%.
There you go. You can have the swords up on the fireplace there.
I could, yeah. Occasionally Scholagrim shows up on my YouTubes, and I'm like, he's in some place, and I'm like, this business campus kind of looks familiar. And they're like, yeah, we're here in Mississauga, Ontario. I'm like, oh, well, that's why. I'm like, oh, but now I know there's a place that like sells combat ready swords in Mississauga, which is.
Oh, dude, I'd have to get one of those medieval like dummies with the arm that'll punch you back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Knock my dumb self up. Be awesome.
I mean, Mississauga is already kind of worst case. No, that's not true. That's Hamilton. Hamilton is worst case Ontario.
That's just Ontario in hard mode, dude. All right, you guys about to ready to punch it?
Yeah.
Cool. Let me go top this up. Justice fan. Looks like everything is working fine. Then again, it's only 25, which is freezing.
I thought GM stand for Game Master. Friezo.
General Manager.
Gummy Monster.
Gay man.
Yeah. Mr. Mime.
What is it? No, I just like how, like, just in case, I mean, we clearly couldn't have confused GM with anything else.
Yeah. he wanted some gum. Yeah, anyone got some juicy fruit or like a double mint or something?
All right. I'll be back in a second and we will get underway.
There's a RuneQuest bundle on Humble. That's nice. Do I need to buy more RPG PDFs that I'm never going to run games for?
Oh, the books. Okay.
Yeah. So we're talking about Elder Scrolls. RuneQuest is 100% what Elder Scrolls is aping from.
Yes.
Yes. There is no debate. They have said as much.
Especially Todd Howard. He's known for just grabbing things from other things. And what's his name? Fuck. The guy that used to work for Looking Glass Games that they hired after Thief 2. Emil Pagliarulo? Yes.
Sure, I don't know. That name doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, he's the lead writer or lead text person in most of the recent. He was the lead designer and a bunch of everything else in Fallout 3 and 4, and also in Starfield.
Okay, what about him?
He doesn't have a single original thought in his head. And the very few that he does are... I don't know if they're bad or just entirely unexplored, especially because you can see like the stuff that he's done in Fallout 4. Like, he gave a talk where he says he doesn't look at criticism. He just doesn't read any criticism that gets leveraged against the games that he's done. And which is kind of weird because he totally does, and he tends to overcorrect when people criticize something that he did, because in Fallout 3, the Brotherhood of Steel were the good guys. They were just way too good. They completely screwed up the faction. That was the beginning of the end for that faction. And then, because people criticized that it was too good, in Fallout 4, they were effectively Nazis. So, yeah, no, that was all him just refusing to either continue with the lore that had been established up to that point and making his own stuff up, and the stuff that he made up was had some significant overlaps with I mean, in Starfield it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
One thing I'm trying to keep in mind with like my writing is kill your darlings. I'm really trying hard to not get attached to stuff in a way where it's like, this thing is really cool, it's time for me to kill it or destroy it, because that's the only way.
Crutch to fall back on.
Well, no, because this is like, I can make this thing that is like cool and interesting and whatnot, but it's this isolated thing that exists in and of itself. Once it's gone from the setting, then it creates an impact, and that is the thing that people can respond to. So like, yeah, you got your cool character, you got your badass sword, kill him, bust it, get rid of it.
Kill that sword.
You don't need it. Kill that sword. That sword had a personality, and it's shit. Kill it. Throw it in a volcano.
Ah, that was your mistake. You bought a volcano-proof sword.
Well, well, it's going to be at the bottom of the volcano then, so someone else can go swimming in the magma to go retrieve it.
We'll send Spock down there to grab it.
Right, yeah.
All right, everybody. Right, show number. Got a Pedro, we got a Jordan, got a me, got a horse. Looks good. Don't kill the dingo or your darlings. I don't know, like, yeah, like, that's the thing about creative writing. Be creative with it. Like, make some shit that you want. Don't do what all the cool kids are doing. Not everybody's George R.R. Martin.
No, we're away from 12 years.
Generally, when George kills someone, they stay dead, though. These days, no one stays dead. It's annoying.
Well, I mean, Jon Snow didn't stay dead.
That's what I said. Usually when George, there's Beric, there's Catelyn, and then there's Jon.
Yeah, those are the Cat Stark also didn't stay dead in the books.
Those are kind of the three, and Beric had to die permanently for Cat to come back.
What about like the White Walkers, man? What about that dragon that fucking came back, dude?
That's fan fiction, dude. That's Dan and Dave.
Was that before or after Martin left?
That was after Martin left.
Ah. Or as the internet likes to say when the show got good, right?
Yeah. I think it was season 4 that Martin left to actually go focus on the books. And now he's writing more TV shows, so whatever. Yeah. I've been really enjoying House of the Dragon, so yeah, you know, fair enough.
And he wrote the backstory for Elden Ring. And both him and Hidetaka Miyazaki have done the... We totally want to do a TV show based on Elden Ring, you guys.
Is it going to be like American Ninja? Where they just go through obstacle courses and shit?
Oh my god, that would be cool as hell. As if it's like Squid Game, but it's Elden Ring.
Yeah, I mean, it is. They got to do it in like full fucking armor, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think if anyone was to create like a Souls-like TV show, probably George R.R. Martin's the person to do it, the person who just kills lead characters left and right.
Well, it's not the left and right. Like, it makes sense in the story, right? Like, so many times, like, fiction will bend over backwards to, like, save a character when they make a really stupid mistake that should kill them. Yeah, there is no plot armor in Game of Thrones, which I find very refreshing. Except when there is obvious plot armor.
Yes.
You know, no one's gonna kill that throne. It's safe.
It's a big chair made out of swords, dude.
Yeah. You know. All right. Oh. And calm down. Calm down, Jackbox. I know you didn't like that.
I'm agitated now.
Well, it likes to jump up to like 1.85, but it'll settle back down to 1.8, 1.86.
Just like me, baby. Just like me.
Numbers. Maths. All right, let's do this. And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. I'm Vin Stone here at LGC Actual. I'll be switching the bits, doing the Nightmare Fuel. Along for our little ride is one. And Jordan's Fong. You know him, you love him. The man who only plays with modern controls, because he's that modern. Yes. And of course, Pedro Mateus, joining us from the Isles of Britannia. Once there was this rumor. I need you to confirm this, though. I need you to confirm this. That you counted to 7 using nothing but letters.
Counted all the way to H.
And together with your shot realm dynamic, helping us form Cocaine Voltron. What's up? What's new? What's going on? We got a big show for you this afternoon, this evening, whatever time. Motorcycle Guy!
Special guest star! West Coast Choppers!
Every single time.
Dude, I was getting worried. I haven't heard him in a while, man.
Where he died.
Well, I mean, that happens to motorcycle. That could be like Motorcycle Guy Mark. Whatever.
Yeah, it's like Robin. There's like 16 of these fuckers. They just keep dying. And
yeah, this is Robin. Oh, right. Oh, dude, that's a dark wall somewhere in the Batcave, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Just like, put another one down. Tonight, a lot of Steam stuff. Valve has moved. They did some good. And we're going to wrap things up with a little bit of flat sales for the game industry, but we might be celebrating it. So stick around for that. But first, I want your opinion. We were talking in the pre-show about game difficulty, right? This is a thing, you know, most games, even back in the NES days, man, you could select your game difficulty. Like, what's your standard? Easy, medium, hard, right? Those are your 3 go-tos? Would we agree that between the 3 of us that would be about it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you have those games that just start at normal and then have hard.
Right. Well, I mean, I think famously, what was it? Rockman, Mega Man, the North American and European version was the nerf down easy mode.
Well, and like Mega Man's an interesting one because like there is definitely an easy mode you can select via the boss order, or you can do like a harder mode if you like pick a different.
Right. So, I'm still going through Darksiders 3. I got stuck at a boss. I got stuck at the same boss the internet got stuck at. Nobody likes this boss. This boss is bullshit. He's an anomaly. He's a pain in the ass. And I play on normal. I don't know about you at home. I'm not looking to pull my fucking hair out. Usually default. Unless it's like too easy, because I don't like story mode, right? This is what Darksiders got. It's got story, it's got normal, then it's got like 6 levels of Dark Souls-ness to it. I keep bouncing against this boss, like about a week. I'd come in every now and then, maybe, you know, once every other day, and I'd put a little time in it. Like, I gotta get by this, because this is the only game right now that's even remotely interesting to me, and I want to finish the story. Couldn't do it. So I had to do the thing. I changed the difficulty setting. And that's what I want to know. Have you ever hit a spot in a game, and how do you feel about it when you, like, Or are you just not able to get that good? Or are you justifying it to yourself? I'm like, I just want to finish the rest of this game. The rest of the internet agrees with me that this is some bullshit right here that shouldn't even be in the game. It's a unique situation. And you've already...
I think like that in that specific case, I think that I would probably be okay with. Generally, I don't like doing it because it's between me and the game, right? Like, call it like toxic masculinity, call it just like whatever you want. But like, yeah, this is I need to beat my head against this thing until I beat it, or it will defeat me. Those are the two options. I can win or I can lose.
You don't want to admit defeat.
And it's a bad mark in like your head because it's all in your head.
Yeah.
It's no, I was defeated by the thing.
But
no.
But going back to what we were talking about in the pre-show, it's a fucking video game. You shouldn't get that mad about things. It's stupid. It's not real.
Right. That's the rational part of your brain talking to you. And I'm sitting there going, man, like, yeah. I spent a day not even like thinking of it. I'm like, I could change it. Just change it to story mode. Nuke this motherfucker, kick it back up to where I need it to be, and finish the game. That's what I ended up doing. That is what I ended up doing. I felt a little bit vindicated by this, though, because when I beat that guy, I got a Steam achievement, and I went and looked at it. Only 43% of the people who played this game have beaten this boss.
Steam achievements are a great way to tell exactly where the wall is.
I was just personally surprised because as a Linux gamer, Linux gamers, we are better video game players than Windows and Mac. Well, at least Windows players and console players. Well, maybe not even console. Definitely just Windows players. Now, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Hear it out. Watch that. Look at that. All right. So we don't have, because here's something I looked for. I'm like, is there like a trainer on Linux yet? Like, no. I was like, yes. I was at this point of like, I just need to get by this one motherfucker and I'm good for the rest of the game. Clear sailing. And there wasn't. And I'm like, I've grown up with that. Like, I've never used a trader in a video game before.
The cheat engine works for almost everything, though.
To that point though, back in the day, you couldn't switch for difficulties in the middle of your game.
Right. That's a new thing.
It was a thing that it was a thing that you selected at the start of the game, and that was it. If you hit a wall and you didn't necessarily have the option to do that. And I think it's good that like that is no longer the case. I think giving people the option, and again, it is the option, and there's no cosmic entity, there is no judge on high that is recording every single move you make in a video game and being like, you switched it to easy mode for this thing, therefore you go to hell. And I think it's good to have the option, and I think we gotta like remove the stigma of doing shit like that.
I don't even think it's a stigma. You just got to live with yourself. You set a goal for yourself, and if you can't meet that goal, like that's perfectly normal human reaction. Not necessarily with like video games, but like
yes, you failed yourself.
Oh no! There absolutely is a stigma in video games. Specifically, Pedro was quoting that exact fucking post that vocalizes that stigma. So
I wasn't arguing if there was a stigma in video games about it. I was like, that's just like that applies to everything, though. You're like, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this. It's a good thing that we can't put life on easy mode because we'd all be on story mode.
Yeah. It's the whole like adopting a process oriented mindset and not being results oriented, right? Like you gotta be in there for like the long haul and for doing the thing, not actually accomplishing it.
So let me know in the comments. Do you have a problem with like just switching up in and out with video game? Like you're just like, you know what? I'm just going to nerf this down for a bit. And what do you think like of adaptive difficulty? Like I've never even had a like reasonable time with that. I'll just put it in like default settings, usually good enough. Sometimes I have to kick it up. This is the first time in recent memory that I've had to dial it down. But I knew it was in that mode because then I started, after I got past the boss, and I'm like, I'm just nerfing shit left and right. I'm like, this is boring. Because you need that level of challenge. At least I do.
Adaptive difficulty also comes with the issue that the system needs to work because, if you know Civvy 11, you should watch his videos. He's very funny. He did a video on Max Payne this week, and Max Payne is a game that had an adaptive difficulty, supposedly, except it's broken. It's entirely fucking broken.
Are you talking about the original Max Payne?
Yeah.
Like, why would you expect that to work?
That's the thing. That's like a glaring example because it's fresh in my memory because I saw his video. It's like, yeah, no, that shit's just completely broken.
Adaptive difficulty is also a little gaslighty because it's like, did I actually overcome this challenge or did the game throw me a pity fuck? Because like when the game AI fucks up and super hard boss just like falls in love with a corner and lets me just beat his ass for 20 minutes, I'm cool with that. I will call that a legit win.
Well, you see, this is another part of the thing. So I'm playing this, and like I'm going to say, all three of us, we probably think differently because we know what a fucking vision cone is, and we understand like where your paths are going to be. I'm cheesing my way through Darksiders 3 when I get a chance. If I'm like, I don't want to deal with this motherfucker. Let me find out how far can he walk. All right, can I do that? Can I reach him with that? All right, I'll sit here for like a minute and a half and kill him. Like, watch. I don't have a problem doing that. Don't even think twice about it.
The one that clicked for me is like, your player character walk speed is almost like double the enemy walk speed. So you can just outrun anything at any time. Like straight up. You do not have to fight these guys. You
I gotta say, one of the
survive.
beautiful things about like they were trying so hard to Dark Souls fucking Darksiders 3 is that it's very much Dark Souls and you can just run by everything. You don't have to fight anything. Jordan, outside of playing with your wax rings, what you been up to, man?
I tried to take them to the fires of Mount Doom, but they melted ahead of time.
On the way. Like, God damn it.
It's like, fuck. I should have paid $20 for the rubber thing. Yeah, the rubber ring to rule them all. Home renovations, got rid of all my fucking garbage. It's
Pour one
nice.
out for the Casio keyboard.
Right. It's so weird. It feels illegal to walk through my house and not walk into shit. Yeah, it's this very like empty thing. I had this sense memory of like, I'm moving out, but I'm not. I'm just getting rid of all my garbage. But this is the same process you go through when you're moving. You're like, what do I actually want to transport? Not you.
But there's more of a difficulty multiplier because you only have to move this stuff once and never see it again. You don't have to worry about like unmoving it. Like load and unload. You're like, nope, this is just
load it in the box. Go away. Yeah.
Pedro Mateus. You never answered my question, man. There's just this...
I don't know what you were talking about.
I never know what he's talking about.
Yeah. See, that's a secret. You think it's a bug, but it's not, gentlemen. It's a fuck mothering feature. All right, so we're not going to play along with the joke. What have you been up to?
It's been interesting to learn to only focus on the one thing at work because as someone who came from the IT support team like I did, that I had to be involved with a bunch of different things and have access to a bunch of different systems and have to know those systems well enough to, when something breaks, you have to be able to resolve it or at least poke the right person to resolve it. And going from that to only, you only worry about the Confluence and Jira instances. Oh, that feels refreshing. There's still a lot of work to do because there's a lot of people using it, but it feels refreshing to only have to worry about the one thing.
until you just become the Jira guy, and then all the Jira problems go to you.
That's fine. That's okay. Honestly,
for now,
having seen the shit, I'm very happy just dealing with the one thing. Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think the ticketing system for the horse is going to be?
Oh, the horse is still on track. It's old school. You got to run that shit off of Apache in your CGI bin. Oh,
Perl?
Yeah, mod Perl, statically compiled. It's the Steam. Yeah, so you think Gabe really likes Peter Gabriel? Pulled out the sledgehammer this week. So
he's climbing up on Salisbury Hill.
Sledgehammer. Oh, come on, you guys suck. All right, but not as much as the botters who are ruining Team Fortress 2. So much so that Valve has decided, yeah, fuck you guys. We're just going to ban you. And that's it. If you get banned, you're fucked. They are permanent, non-negotiable, and not removed by Steam support. So Yeah, so if you honestly, zero tolerance policy for botting and cheating is probably the easiest thing they can implement. I was digging around the TF2 forums and subreddits just to see if I can like get a sense of like how many people were banned, what any details surrounding that. There isn't any. It seems like it was a manual ban wave. The bans are non-negotiable, and that's kind of it. There's probably going to be more coming, and I guess it's good, right? Like you gotta make TF2 playable for the people who want to play it, and not go to the what was that one site again? I spaced it on it, but it has all the TF2 servers, the community ones.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Go check our show notes. LetXGameCast.com.
Two weeks ago or some shit.
Yes.
Dude, they fucking throw this down, man. Like, what's going to get you banned? Of course, cheating, manipulation, botting, intentionally interfering with normal output. Basically anything they feel like. Game bans for all of the above are not removed. Wow, dude. Who can you tell me why I got banned? No. Can I appeal my no?
You know what you did.
I was not using my my friend did it.
My little brother was using my account.
But the answer
too
to
fucking
that's
bad.
No. Can I move my Team Fortress 2? No.
Get fucked.
Team Fortress 2 game bans are permanent, not negotiable. It will never be removed. I love like the entire tone of this. Whoever wrote this was like, fuck all sales, all right?
You made me do something. You
right.
made me get out of
somebody
it.
was mad at Valve for having
people have been complaining over and over that TF2 is broken and Valve isn't paying attention, and they created the hashtag fix TF2 thing, and there was the big the drive, whatever you want to call it, to push. Like get the community together, to force Valve into action. So now Valve is just going, all right, if you're gonna bitch about wanting to see those bots gone, then no one gets back in once they're gone. All right, cool. And yeah, no, Valve doesn't like when that level of attention's on them. They only tend to act when there's a significant media awareness and push for them to act, and this whole
if they're going to be sued, yeah,
that'll do it, man. But they'll definitely hold that grudge. I've seen a lot like this. Definitely, to what Pedro was saying, you might think of it like this: it got them to implement the thing that I'm sure that they were already working on. Because you don't spin this shit up in 3 weeks. I'm sorry, Reddit, you didn't do it. Maybe you help like give them that push, right?
It's been a few months though.
I don't think you implement it in just a few months.
Yeah. I mean, Pirate Software had some stuff about that where you basically just like spend a couple months collecting all the accounts and you do them all at once just to like stop them from ever having a chance of adapting.
Now you hope that there is a system in place, because if they just did do a hard manual thing,
it's not scalable.
Yeah. Oh,
you're gonna have to do it again at some point.
And this is Valve, so. Let's hope that they have a system in place. Now, none of us play Team Fortress 2, but it's one of those games that, like, Valve is just constantly, I talked about it last time we brought this up. Like, they had no idea they were going to have to support this shit. Like, 15 years later?
It was an add-in game for Orange Box. It was like, hey, here's a bonus thing that came with Half-Life 2.
And it was a remake of Capture the Flag CTF World for Quake. Yeah. Like, so, all right. If you play it, you're happy now. Go forth and shoot your pew-pews. But something that's a bit more exciting, I think, for everyone is we're going to be able to play, I'm telling you here first, this is breaking news, Roblox coming to your Steam Deck, guaranteed.
Well, the argument to be made is people who want to play a Roblox on their Steam Deck are already playing Roblox on their Steam Deck. But it's this one comes from Brad Lynch on formerly Twitter. It's about some fresh Deckard copium to hold on to, and it's about SteamDB. They went on SteamDB and they found a couple of unknown apps that were linked back to the Steam VR package, which, the whole Steam Deckard thing is supposed to be the new big VR thing for Steam. And one of the things was the lab, which already existed and it just reused a bunch of the artwork. The other thing was Waydroid, which is not new, but it's new on Steam. If you've been using Wayland and if you've had the itch or that one Android app that you really want to run on your desktop, you probably
Netflix.
have you probably have tried the Waydroid way of doing things, and it is one of the things that he mentions. It's almost native performance, and he's not kidding, because it's quicker. I have a passively cooled Chromebook. It's an Acer R11. It's old and it's passively cooled, so it's very, very slow. And I remember starting the Android container on Chrome OS would take over a minute for it to actually show you the things. Just having regular Linux installed on it and installing Waydroid, it takes about 30 seconds for the Android OS session to start. It's like 30 seconds, like half the time that it did on Chrome OS. That's good. That's very good. And yeah, you can run games and you can run everything else with basically the native performance that whatever you're running it on can afford, which is awesome. And seeing games like Roblox, Fortnite,
ZZZ.
Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact, stuff like
insert
that.
big booby anime shooter here.
Yeah.
All the Android games just running really, really well on the Steam Deck. I think the big one is going to be introducing controller compatibility for games that don't necessarily support it on their Android versions, which there are a lot of. So
yeah, actually
we'll see.
throwing Steam input into that might be a very, very interesting modifier. Just in general, bringing Android support into Steam. Although I'm not sure how Valve would necessarily feel or about being a front end for the Play Store, nor am I certain how Google would feel about Valve being a front end or for the.
I don't think Google would mind if the Play Store was available.
Like, I've never played around with Waydroid. Like, how does it deal with, like, you know, the stuff that you paid for from the Play Store? How do you get that?
You can get it. You have to, if you are just setting it up, you have to register that device as a developer device. Okay. Otherwise, you can't use the Play Store.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if they're integrating this directly, and if they're not using the Play Store exactly, they're just using it as a way to load an APK, then you don't even have to worry about that.
I mean, it still probably wouldn't stop Google from trying to sue them or something, but like.
Not really. Android as an operating system is effectively
the Play Store, Pedro.
Yeah,
Play Store.
That's the thing. You don't have to have the Play Store. You can just have Android to run an APK.
That worked out super well for Amazon, right?
It worked out very well for Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And only Fortnite, because they got kicked off of that.
That's the thing. It is an option. It is not the ideal option, but then again, all of the Android stuff is going to be obfuscated, because if it is going to be running in the background, and if you use Waydroid, you know that you can just start an app, and it doesn't. You might see the Android background for a second, but then you just get the app. That's it.
No, and like ultimately, if this pans out, I think this is going to be really cool. I think the demo that they showed was it like running in a VR session via GameScope. So yes. Yeah, that's kind of neat. Yeah,
I'm down with it, man. Like, more reasons for people to buy a Steam Deck. I mean, if you make it seamless, you know, that's it. We've already we kind of know where the line is. Like, how much people will go through to, like, get their emulators up and running on Steam
69.
Deck. It's nice. And this is good. Minecraft. Hey.
Yeah, Bedrock Edition Minecraft.
Dude.
More games playable on Steam is just good in general, right?
And, you know, this is Valve. Maybe Valve's already sent a letter to Google like they did to Nintendo and be like, y'all motherfuckers are going to sue us.
I mean, there is precedent for Google and Valve working together because of like the Glassfish stuff, right? Like the Mesa project, they were both they're both heavily funding that, and even though that got like split apart, I don't think that was anything due to an ideological thing. It was just like, hey, we're grabbing all the mobile people, hey, we're grabbing all the PC people, great.
And I don't think anybody likes working with Valve, not out of like, you know, they're bad or anything. They just like, they're going to do what they want when they want.
Yes.
Yeah. There's no like prodding Valve. I was like, get wrecked. We're Valve.
I think it would be in Google's interests to have, say, the Play Store as a thing on Steam. because that would just mean more money for Google as well. So
Dude, nah. Google's going to release a ROM for the Steam Deck where you launch Steam through the Play Store so they get a cut.
Oh no! It's Android for the Steam Deck and only Android. You can dual boot Steam OS or Android.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, something we talked about in the pre Super shows and was fighting games. Go back and listen to that if you're a patron. The interesting news, and I'm just this is just like, this is too weird for my brain to accept as truth. Valve was, and is probably still, working on a new fighting game. A new fighting game as opposed to their original fighting game, which was, remind me again, Jordan?
Oh fuck! It was the name of it escapes me, but it was Void Art Symphony. Would you say
Blade Symphony?
Blade Symphony.
Blade Symphony was it wasn't made by Valve. That was made on the Source Engine, but it was a sword fighting game on the Source Engine. So yes, technically.
Well, from Gabe Follower, which is the Valve Leaky account on the X's, says, I can't share much right now because I don't know more, but Valve was working on a, quote, air quotes, fighting game for the last few years. I have no idea if it was canceled or not, which is, it's a Valve. Valve is the black mystery box of game development, to which, do we want Valve Fighter Turbo Alpha 2 Championship Edition, or this is something we were debating. Are we going to get, Super Steam Bros? Like, how would they even go about
Super Steam
that?
Bros Melee.
Yeah. Super Steam Bros balls. Yeah, and like I that was like everyone's first thought, right? Like, because in my mind, the closest thing that Valve has to like iconic characters are like Gordon, Barney, and the TF2 Doofs. Maybe, and we were talking about this in the pre-show as well, like maybe bringing in some of the Dota characters to fill out that roster and like give them some more name recognition or something like that. Yeah,
I think they're iconic to us, but the entire generation of people that are still playing like actively developed games like TF2, we're stretching that, but definitely Dota. They're like Half-Life. What? Oh, that old thing, that game, that thing.
Oh yeah,
kids play with that, like, right?
Yeah, that was the game they put out before Auto Chess, right?
Oh yes, Battle Lords. That's the other game that Valve released that got shit canned very quickly.
Underlords, Dota Underlords.
Underlords, yeah.
Underlords. Yeah, I don't know, but like, yeah, maybe Dota 2 becomes like the obscure Capcom character of Super Smash Bros. Because when you're on that character select screen for Super Smash Bros, there's like Mario, Luigi, and like, who the fuck is Marth? I never played Fire Emblem. Nobody knows who the fuck this guy is.
Yeah, that's the thing. It was Blade Symphony mentioned earlier. There was supposed to be like a remake or a remaster of Blade Symphony.
Yeah, it's on Steam. The guy's still working on it. It's just one dude. I got it in my
memory. That version's still getting
sucks dick. It's supposed to be a realistic fighting swords. It's none of these things, man.
It's still the original one because it's still on that same original build that they started with. The thing was supposed to be like a newer version of the Source Engine.
Would you say it's less of a Blade Symphony and more of a Blade one-man band?
Sure.
Blade Dysphoria.
Blade Dysphoria.
Is that the fourth Blade movie, Blade Dysphoria, starring Wesley Snipes?
I mean, would you not go see it?
I would. All right. 100%
That's
go
all
watch
that
that
matters,
movie.
Man. When was the last update for the old Blade Symphonic? Last year, 2023. Patch 7. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing. I've downloaded it, played it. I mean, it looks like, oh, that might be, but it's not. Not even a little bit. It's not enjoyable in the slightest. Like, kudos to the person updating it and maintaining it. And
oh, they have a gunblade? Cool. I can be like, what's his name from Final Fantasy VIII?
They made the game free to play, but if you want to buy the weapons and whatnot, that's what's left of the monetization scheme. But I had a look at their Steam forums, and the developer is just basically saying no one's buying anything anymore, so the game isn't making any money.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is play it to figure that out. It's a thing of a different time. From like 2014, people might have been, because like I paid attention to this because it was made available on Steam for Linux in the old days, before we had the protons and everything. I'm like, all right, I'll try anything, and just not terribly enjoyable. But that's going to wrap us up for the Steam news. We got not 0, but 1 new game to talk about this week.
One game that deserves a mention just for the sake of it, because it has a native Linux version. Mini Party. Yes.
I say it's relevant for us because we...
Well, yeah, the after show games. Yeah. Yes. But it is very much, we have Stumble Buddies at home with a few extra game types here and there. There's the football, there's the dodge the bombs, there's the get from one side of the course to the other, there's the driving that Stumble Buddies also has. It's a party game, and it's trying to be as simple as possible, although those pickup icons, the little lightning bolts, those look very revolty, like
it's revolting,
dangerously so. Like the RC car game. Yeah.
Is that your sticking point? Like, F this, I'm out.
No, my sticking point is this is very much taking some cues from Stumble Buddies, or Stumble Guys, whatever the game is actually called.
When they say LAN mode, is it actually online, or do I gotta set up like WireGuard or some shit?
Nah, dude, it's like hot dog mode.
So I just try and throw hot dogs at people?
100%.
Yeah, no, it's LAN or couch co-op. That's it. No actual multiplayer.
Multiplayer party game. And I was like, say the line, Bart. And it's like single player only.
Well, again, LAN. So like, if I go to 192.168.whatever.colon, I don't know. If
you can set up your own WireGuard LAN.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I got to set up a Apache. I got to set up like Tailscale or something.
It's got LAN PvP. I mean, maybe it will only work, on localhost on your internet, but like
no, only token ring support.
Possibly.
No Ethernet.
Yes, you have to pre-share.
I remember the first time you set up like a LAN. Did you guys were you of the age? Have you attended a LAN party? Are you too young?
I attended the one. There were more that happened, but I did not enjoy the social aspect very much.
All right.
I've been to a few.
That was amazing. I remember the first time we got a group of people together and we took our bit. We played, Unreal Tournament C2 Face. Which one was that?
Face to Face or Facing Worlds?
Facing Worlds. C2F Face is the name of the map. I don't remember. Okay. The sniper map with the castles on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was amazing because we had Windows people and all that. And I plugged in my weird ass Linux box and it just worked. And I'm like, oh, I can play with you because I had no great times. Don't miss them. So let's go ahead and hop into the news with the most shocking thing to me that I thought Pedro would be giddy about, because when I think about mods,
I am very happy. I'm genuinely surprised that it's the actual Nexus people that are making a concentrated effort to bring an official app to Linux, which they have. It's an alpha. It's an app image. You can download it. You can try it. I had some difficulties getting the login to work properly because they don't give you an option to log in the app. You have to go to the website and then it gives you an NXM. It gives you an NXM link. The problem is that I had NXM links already bound to Vortex. The other mod manager that's been around for a while that works. So Vortex just grabbed that link and it wouldn't let go.
If you don't have that set up, it just opens up.
Yes. But yeah, you can get it to work, and there's they also set up a little desktop file to handle the MIME type of NXM if you didn't already have one, and it works. It, from what I could see, it found all of the mods that I'd left. Kudos or thumbs up or whatever they call them, ratings on, and it's good. What I really want, because they clearly have the setting the MIME type correctly and everything else, that's done. What I want is to have mod lists. Mod list compatibility, which has been the big thing for both Vortex and Mod Organizer 2. It is the ability to have like 100 or 200.
Damn.
Yeah, no, macOS is currently
What
sitting in the
moon
dust.
universe are we in, lads? No macOS support. I was looking at the system requirements for this thing, and they got a reasonable list of Linux requirements and depths, and I'm like scrolling down, and it's like big red, and I'm like, macOS is not currently supported.
What is Xherbo? That's what I want to know.
When you're older, I'll tell you.
There.
But
I'll
show you.
I mean, I rolled up some Xherbo and smoked that before the show, but I'm not sure if that's
like
the same
100 or 200 mod lists going at once with a simple click for your Skyrims or your Fallout New Vegas or something like that.
Yeah.
That's a big selling point.
Yeah.
So,
especially, and it's an app image, easy to get up and running on the deck. I don't ever fuck around with the mods. I bring it back because I know Pager's installed mods under Linux before. Okay. There used to be a mod manager for Unreal on Linux way back in the day, and I don't even think it no longer works. I had a TK interface, dude, to tell you how long ago it was. That was the last time I ever fucked around with mods. Like Skyrim mods, I look at them and I'm like, oh, that's cool. You can have Rando, the Macho Mando Savage, and Skyrim and all the other stuff. I'm like, that's cool. What do I do? Under Linux, you got to go through an adventure more often than not.
Patch some executive rules, change some hex values here and there.
I'm really happy that you can set an ext4 drive to be case insensitive.
What's the drive? I just bought a Steam Deck. I don't drive.
Because, that's the thing. On a Steam Deck.
SD card.
Yeah, the SD cards. Yeah.
You mean my Nintendo thing?
Yeah, your Nintendo Game Boy cartridge that you cram into the back of your Steam Deck.
This one doesn't taste
the
as
thing
good.
that you pop out of the back here.
Yeah, I know, they changed the recipe.
Man.
They shrunk them too. It's shrinkflation.
My game cartridge. Yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Okay. That's a drive?
It holds like 512 gigs. At least that one does.
No, it's a pedal. It's not a drive.
But yeah, it's surprising to have the actual Nexus people going, yeah, we'll do Linux, because all the previous efforts, outside of R2 Modman, sure, but
hey,
Vortex,
give them credit, man. R2 Modman works like a motherfucker.
That works. That legitimately works. Because Vortex, no Linux version. Mod Organizer 2, no Linux version. The previous Nexus Mod Manager that they used to have, the old .NET one, no Linux version, and that shit barely worked with Wine. So,
what's the over/under on like STL getting this cooked into their solution?
Honestly, not. If it's going to be Linux native, they probably won't even have to have a lot of work, because if they were willing to put in the work to get Vortex and Mod Organizer 2 just there, available, then this is not going to be that much work at all.
Yeah, so what, you think by next week we're going to be talking about them adding support for this in?
Or? 100%.
Probably.
Nah,
or they might wait until it's more cooked. But
I'm like thinking, is it going to be next week or is it going to be next month? Are we gonna forget this thing exists, and then they're going to be like, we added it to all the things? Or
I'm just saying, good on you, Nexus Mods. First thing I learned, I posted this, I downloaded it, ran chmod boom, popped up, and I was like, wait, I have a Nexus Mods account? Neat. Logged into that, didn't have any mods, of course, and again, like, it's got to be like crazy low friction. Something like this, I can just pop open, select a thing, and I'm like, I'll try that. Yeah, that's about where I'm at. So, good job, everybody. Weird universe we're living in, and pour yet another one out for our brothers and sisters in macOS. Yeah.
They just got to keep rolling.
You be very careful while rolling, because Hypno-Dolphin compels
I can't make dolphin noises, otherwise I wouldn't.
You got to breathe in, breathe out, hands up, or
like
hands
epilepsy
down.
warnings and shit like that. We need one for like Hypnotoad warnings.
Right.
On this one, dude.
Yeah. So Dolphin, they have an announcement. Dolphin 6.0 is canceled. It's not going to exist. Now you get rolling releases, all thanks to the magic of continuous integration and quote unquote easy to use Git merge tools. I put that's not from them. That is just for me working with developers. They don't know how to use Git. Yeah, so they have so they're talking about the release process. They're talking about how they're going to be handling the versioning going forward. It's going to be date stamped. They're going to be get hashes on the builds. This is going to allow them to push out new features and push out bug fixes a lot faster than they were previously, because they had essentially feature freezes. So if there was a bug, you had to wait till everyone got their code together in order for it to be sent out to people. Now they can respond pretty easily. They also have a new logo that is barely distinguishable from the old one.
What are you talking about? Like, this is like, whoa.
Whoa, it's completely different.
Are you kidding me? Like, that's like pretty much.
Okay, so it's clearly more saturated, and the geometry also seems to be a lot less rigid. It seems a little softer.
Listen.
Thank you for explaining my joke for me, Pedro. I really appreciate it.
Fun, isn't it, guys? I love it.
It's more round.
we get our original logo. As somebody who arts on the occasion, this is like, oh, I had that flat. I wouldn't dig up, but I said add bezel. Boom, done. Our new one,
shading.
Basically the same thing, but it's a bit more flat, more squishy.
It's got some gradient to it. Yeah, it's a little more sweepy lines.
The fin is a little not quite as aggressive. Doesn't go raw so hard.
Yeah, the little inside wave
is already on it. Yes, already on the other one. It's just
the wave
that
is
this
a little
one,
shorter.
Like the lighter blue is a little more saturated, a little more.
So yeah. It's like clearly there was a board graphic designer who needed to rework something. I don't know if you're gonna change your logo. I guess I appreciate just trying to like progress it a little bit, but like. Don't
yeah, dude. Don't
do the Google thing. Yeah, because there's a line there, right?
There is so much to be said about being able to quickly visually identify something. Like if you've gotten a project that's been around for a decade, 5 years, 3 years, don't change it to like, oh, it was dolphin. What is it now? Oh, it's a ham. I'm like,
no. Don't you like Authenticator being a butthole now?
I don't use Google Authenticator. Thank you very much.
The thing that annoys me is Google Maps, because I keep looking for like the map icon, but it's not the map icon. Now it's just the pin.
The hack I have is when I pull that up, I've memorized left, center, right.
Oh yeah, memorize the coordinates.
Yes, that's the only way I can do it, because as soon as I actually focus on them, my brain goes, ding, which one's which.
Yeah.
My
hack is I have on one of the home screens I have a block of 4 maps as the icon, so that my odds of me selecting that one.
Dude, I tried to put them like all in a bubble, and like no, my brain's still short circuited when I expanded, and I'm like that one.
Yeah. So I again, I'm of two minds of it. Yeah, to what Ben said, it's good to like, if you're gonna change your logo, make it basically indistinguishable from the old one, so people like know what it is.
Some strong visual clues, like
right. Or if you're gonna change it, maybe think about like a new visual identity. I don't know. It's a dolphin. There's only so many ways you can have a dolphin that's not all creepy. Maybe lean into creepy dolphin. Maybe that's what we need.
I dare you,
see,
cowards.
You have to be careful with creepy dolphin, because Sega might have some echo lawsuits.
No, snorky talk man, motherfucker. Like thousands of years ago, our people retreated into the sea.
Echo the Dolphin. That's the game I played on the Game Gear the most.
And that was from Ocean. Remember the Ocean, the developer Ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
But it's good. That's a good thing, because they were talking about the were talking about how during the freeze periods they Jordan's acting like a seal, and I don't know how to react to that.
Give me a fish. Fuck you.
They were talking about how during like the code freezes, a bunch of developers just hated it, and some of them just said, you know what, we're not dealing with this shit, and just left and never came back. So there was very much an incentive to not scare people away during those freezes, and it's legitimately a good idea.
Dolphin started like a lot of projects did, and they're like emails, maybe some forum posts. Like that was our management system.
Yeah,
and version management.
It makes sense what they're trying to do. What I don't entirely agree with is that they're going, we'll never have a stable release again. Don't say that. Even if you don't want to call it a stable release, just
my brother
call
in pasta. Let me tell you about Arch. All right, you don't know what you're missing. All right, every day is an adventure. Jordan, what did you fucking think of? That's driving me crazy.
Okay, but it was just going to be, we need a gritty Dark Souls Echo the Dolphin reboot where you can do dolphin rolls.
Yes.
Dolphin souls,
dolphin souls and dolphin rolls, baby.
This is what I was holding on to. Thank you for giving me my time.
Okay, and the currency instead of being souls,
I want to try to get a job.
No, it's fish. It's just fish.
Can we get Pedro hired at SeaWorld?
Blackfish 2, Pedro Mateus.
Yeah, no,
someone needs to make a dolphin noise.
Entirely
like right now.
horrible. That was a seal noise. Thank you very much.
All right. Kiss from a rose, baby. 100%. The Snapdragon reviews, the real reviews are starting to come out, and we talked about that. It's not amazing, but it's not shit either.
It's first gen. We're gonna need to see some. We need software to catch up. We need a couple new revisions of the hardware. But speaking of software catching up, Fex, they have some shit that they are proud to talk about. They have now with Fex 2407 now. They have support for AVX, and it's a little complicated. Did you actually play the game? Do you have an actual opinion on it?
I played Metro. Shut up.
Or did you just ever regurgitate one, Pedro?
I played the demo that they made available. I played all through that shit, and boy, did I hate it. Yes.
Okay. So you have half an opinion. I can half respect it. But anyways, yeah. So they have AVX implemented on ARM now, which is a big deal because a lot of games require AVX. But there's a little bit of a problem here.
Dude, that is the game console we never got.
Yeah. The 128-bit, yeah. I saw that and I'm like, oh man, it's for riggedy real. It's the Nintendo 128. But so here's the deal. AVX on x86 either has a 512-bit interface or a 256-bit interface, and a lot of the functions that you would use AVX for are mappable to SVE hardware on ARM. And so you would think, oh, all we have to do is map all the AVX calls to the SVE calls. Bada bing, bada boom, we're happy. The problem is that most ARM hardware these days only has 128-bit SVE hardware. Theoretically, ARM can support up higher bit rate or higher bit SVE interfaces, and they were saying that eventually 256-bit ones would come out, but these things don't exist yet. So now they had a decision to make: try to hack 256-bit AVX onto 128-bit SVE, or not have AVX at all. So, as per the blog post, they say bad AVX is generally better than no AVX, and so brainy Wunderkind Lisa Rosenweig, you might remember her from she decided to take a break from just slapping around Apple engineers and explaining why their drivers are shit and how to make better ones, and has decided that she is just going to implement the 256-bit AVX on 128-bit SVE. It works. You can get in-game, they get menu screenshots for Forspoken, Death Stranding, Monster Hunter, Metro 2033, Crysis 3, and Hellblade 2, which is impressive. They might run like shit, but they run on hardware that they were never intended to.
But there's there's a screenshot of what I can only imagine is Pedro's perfect game. A game where you play as nothing but a giant sword.
I was going to say Doki Doki Literature Club.
Clearly, I see some anime legs.
There is
that.
If you squint, but nuts.
I see some hair, like a hairdo.
Yeah. There's like a couple.
I didn't say the sword couldn't have pom poms. You can have a pom pom sword. It's DLC though. Oh wait, no, it's part of your battle pass.
Wait, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the big chunky sword. Yes. And the thing that because I went pixel peeping on the Helldivers 2 screenshot. 27 FPS. Granted, that's the tutorial, and there's nothing happening. There's no explosions. There's nothing. It's literally just the character looking at the sign off in the distance. That's impressive. That's legitimately impressive. Very, very good. And yeah, why would you spoil that by starting the article with fucking Forspoken?
I mean, listen.
You can spoil it with Helldivers instead.
Listen. AVX is so powerful it didn't immediately like break out of the console, kick down the back door, and run out screeching into the night. That poor little ARM CPU having to put up before Spoken. Listen, they had the decency to put it on a AMD W7500 Pro. Come on.
Yeah, the NVIDIA Orin SoC with a Radeon a W7500.
Well, yeah. I mean, would you want to tango with the NVIDIA blob drivers on ARM to try and get something like that working?
That's legit. I'm just saying, well played on green CPU with a red GPU.
I mean, listen, if you're going to test something, you might as well give it as many fuck boxes as you can, right?
Yeah.
Beautiful job. How does this benefit us? I mean, so when we finally have good ARM CPUs from you, Qualcomm, that are not attached to $1,200 laptops that I don't want, we're just going to be able to like load up Linux and start playing games, or what?
I mean, you'll have to load FX on top of that, but
you have to set up FX and the environment for that. But like,
so when what you're saying is the new Steam Deck is confirmed to be ARM.
Well, and
we'll just have FX loaded out of the box.
And that's like very real. Is that like Proton might just magically handle this out of the just behind the scenes, right? You do like a.
So you just know that maybe not all of it, but a large chunk of it's just going to just work, right?
Yeah, you hit the play button on Steam,
and I say that knowing nothing about the graphics stack.
That's the thing. If you can keep using Radeon graphics on ARM, once you start getting into the Mali side of things, that's
Panfrost.
Yeah.
They're working on that. That's in progress.
That's legitimately bad. That's when you have a bad time. But that's major progress, and that's really, really good to see.
Yeah, the fact that this just got implemented and they can just like get into games, right?
Yeah,
like,
rocket and rolling with it, and like you got to think forward thinking with this. Earlier this week, a couple of days ago, in our super secret Discord, somebody was talking about, I don't know if it was like mobile gaming. Yeah, it was mobile gaming, and I think Arthurian wrote back, and he was like, competitive esports on mobile. I'm like, welcome to getting old. Yeah, that not only is that a thing, that is a thing that puts butts in seats. People show up to watch that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Kids, they don't have the computer.
Yeah.
They have
a
the phone.
Maybe a Chromebook. It's cool getting a Chromebook.
Yeah, they have the Chromebook for school, but their computing device is their phone for the most part.
Maybe their tablet.
Or a tablet. Yeah, but it's like that's the environment that they grow up on, and that's where they do everything.
Where do you think you would be? Like, if you grew up with like smartphones, like in like primary school, maybe even like secondary, like would you be I know me, like if everybody had phones, I had a tablet, period, just out of at least like a 7-inch.
Well, like, and I would think like most parents, like they don't give their children's phones right away. They give them like iPads or tablets just because they're like larger devices.
Yeah, you gotta get them used to it, right?
Yeah, they're like harder to use or whatever, or harder to
bigger
use,
targets.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Amazon Fire tablets with the big blue covers on them for children.
Yeah, the mans or the bunnies or whatever. They come in all sorts of weird fucked up shapes now. I want like the like some Lovecraftian horror one that just is like a bunch of tentacles and eyeballs.
I don't know. For me, even if I only had this, I was growing up now, considering how much I like weird laptops and weird form factor computers,
you would have whatever the equivalent of the Pinebook Pro was. Yeah.
Yes, I would probably always
running
go
haiku.
to running haiku. Yeah. Oh, I actually broke my haiku install. I have to reinstall.
What's it like? Is there any hope fixing it, or you just like
you tried to use it?
That's the thing. It kernel panics at boot, and I can get to the files. I've already backed up everything. It just ran a live Linux session on it. It's like, give me the files.
We talked about it on Weekly Daily Wednesdays. If you get a chance to go back and watch that, the Ladybird browser, it's finally got some decent funding behind it.
Oh, that's good.
Which is like super interesting and super important, because we have two options right now. We have all of our browsers are controlled by corporations or directly funded by corporations. And like, this is like the impossible thing that everyone says is impossible. And this guy's like, I want to do it and make it happen. He's got the qualifications and small team to do it. That on their GitHub had build guide for Haiku.
Good.
Yeah,
that's actually legitimately good.
Like, Windows, Mac, Haiku. What? All right.
I guess if you want to like these days, if you want to like introduce a new browser, you got to like make that shit available everywhere. You got to give no one any excuse to not try it out, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing that disappointed me, is that GNOME doesn't seem to be doing anything with Epiphany, the GNOME web browser. That they have a legitimately good, really small footprint, really lightweight implementation of WebKit, like simple WebKit, not even Brink or Blink or whatever the engine's called in Chrome nowadays. It's just WebKit.
Well, this is where it's interesting. Ladybird is not Chrome. It's not WebKit.
Yeah,
this is coming up.
It's a new engine. It's its own new thing.
And I think we're of the age where we've been through. Well, maybe me and Pedro. I don't know, Jordan. 2 browser revolutions. We went through living that life where we had IE and whatever Netscape communicator was. Then, boom, Firebird came out.
I was there for that.
All right, and then we had the second one, people forget about, where we were running Firefox, chugging along poorly, running out of memory and crashing constantly, and Chrome showed up.
Around the netbook time, that was the damning comparison, running Firefox on a Chromebook versus running Chrome. Chrome ran so much better. It was
so night and day. Like websites, like I used MySpace as an example to show people we didn't have dual core systems. There was single core, and it was chugging on fire. Like I had to like wait, and it would come up in chunks. You open Chrome, and it's like, oh, it's smooth as day.
Speaking of, it's still very funny that like you can fucking play Forspoken on an ARM CPU, but it still can't render a fucking web page.
Yeah.
That's kind of says something about the state of the modern web, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? I wish him the best of luck. All right, moving on to our last story of the night. We got to pour one out for the game industry. The poor upstarts, the little scrappy indie teams like Microsoft and all the other ones. Revenue from game subscriptions like Xbox Game Pass, because, let's face it, Game Pass comes to mind when you hear game subscriptions, has barely grown in 2 years. How much is barely? It's only up 1%. It's not going, no? Is it neutral? No, it's gone up. Just only 1%.
Unacceptable, completely.
Throw it out. You gotta throw it out.
Baby, bathwater, yeah, all of it.
Sorry, my infinite growth can't hear you.
So, and this is across the board. But I'm thinking, Game Pass, everybody I talk to who has Game Pass are like, it's fucking great. And seems to be, right? It's an incredible
it's the
value.
Best deal.
Right.
Hands down, the best deal for gaming.
And I've often said if Steam had the equivalent of that, and I'd get Steam Pass. But I don't think this is, there's any controversy tied to this. It's killed game sales on Xbox. Just Xbox has turned into, I'll wait for it to show up on Game Pass. Why would I go spend $60, $70 for this game? It'll be on Game Pass. Let's wait.
You can blame Microsoft for that because they bought the studio specifically to do so.
Well, and this is a thing where Microsoft would be able to do this in a way that Valve couldn't necessarily, because it essentially just becomes a giant revenue sharing scheme, right? Where the proceeds from Starfield also in some degree fund Hi-Fi Rush and stuff like that, because it's all under the same hood. But yeah, speaking of, this is why Hi-Fi Rush can be a critical success and tank financially. Yeah. Also, the fact that they didn't promote it at all.
Right, it was a stealth release. You're like, hey.
And why is no one buying this game? Oh my, ugh.
That's the thing. The game actually sold very well for the no marketing that it had. It's just, there's the expectation that you have to keep growing year on year. You have the shareholders going, why aren't you making more money this year than you did last year?
Well, Mr. Booty, one of Xbox's game studios persons, he's saying we want to focus on
that name.
You want some
Pedro,
booty.
you are talking. Listen, dude, you live in a country where you can download a fucking form and mail it in. Won't cost you a dime.
I know.
All right,
but
wait. I think it's like 24,
just have the name Booty. It's like
Pedro Booty.
Calipidges.
It's
Calipidges Booty. Yes.
P Booty. That's what it is. It's like, never mind. I'm gonna back out of that one.
Good idea.
But yeah, but Booty is saying they want to focus on high impact titles, and This means that they want essentially premium sales. We were talking about the marketing analytics a couple weeks ago, where premium purchases are making up what, like 40% of all game sales, and so this seems like it's going to be a shift. Are we going to see stuff like Game Pass's price increase and like the more affordable tiers are going away? Because what it seems to be happening, and we're seeing like Netflix do this as well. They're getting rid of the ad supported tier. Amazon Prime is now injecting ads into their Prime Instant Video thing because and raising the subscriptions, the strategy being, if we can just get more whales, we don't care if fewer people are subscribing overall. If we can get fewer people who will spend more money, that's who we want to go after. Fuck all the rest of these guys. We've seen this in mobile games as well. So I don't know. Is this sort of like the future where a move like this would need to go for Microsoft?
That is the mobile move, is to target the whales.
We can target the whales, but here's my two things I'm going to say about this is Microsoft buying all these studios. Then the knee jerk is like, where are the games? Games take a long time to make. And anybody watch the Microsoft showcase are like, oh, that's what y'all motherfuckers are up to. Not defending Microsoft here. They are playing a bit of a long game on this. Like, they do have a strategy with a bunch of games that are like, okay, as long as you like samurai games, they got you covered in the future, man.
And Avowed is not entirely samurai.
Right, and like the one that looks like here's the Western version of Final Fantasy. Was that Avowed?
I'm genuinely curious about Avowed because it is very much, we have Skyrim at home and they already have Skyrim at home.
That's the thing. It's what if Skyrim was Outer Worlds? That seems to be the vibe that they're going for. Which
what if Skyrim is Outer Worlds and Pillars of Eternity? Which again, I'm super into. I am
all right.
Yeah, but like, and go on.
Now here's the thing, dude. Of course it's going to slow down because people aren't buying Xboxes. Everybody wants an Xbox. Has an Xbox. I got one. They probably bought one early. Game Pass is out. Like, oh, it's cool. It's a good reason to keep your Xbox around. So here's what I want to know. Where even is this growth potential? I want to know, if you're in the audience, if you're somebody, I've yet to meet this person, and I want your like logic behind it, because somebody's like getting ready to type in, and they're like, well, you can use Game Pass on PC, and I'm like, true. I know people use Game Pass on PC, but they have an Xbox. I was asking Ogie that, and I was like, yeah, you got a Game Pass. He was like, yeah, but I got an Xbox. I'm like, it was just like a knee-jerk thing. I was like, oh yeah, I didn't get it for PC. Is anybody out there getting Game Pass? Do you have Game Pass currently at home and no Xbox? Does this person exist? Like, because that's the only growth potential for Game Pass that I see right now. Because I don't think any amount of exclusives, early titles, all that going on is going to get somebody to buy an Xbox. And I don't think people buy Game Pass for PC often, right?
I don't know.
Maybe. I'm curious. I want to know.
Maybe I don't know. I've long suspected that eventually Xbox may just transition into a service, period. It is no longer a piece of hardware that you buy, and it is just Microsoft's gaming service.
They could easily do that. They have the everything in place to do that already. They're Microsoft. But
so, sort of like what they did with Zune.
Yeah. There was already the move by that one team of like 2 or 3 people that got the Game Pass working on Steam Deck. It involved a lot of steps. It involved loading the Edge Flatpak and giving it permissions to access the controls and everything. But there's a very popular, gaming handheld going around that would make a lot of sense for Microsoft to make the client available on Steam.
The MSI Claw?
Yeah. It's got RGB, bro.
I gotta get off this fucking
ROG Ally, because it's actually available in countries like Australia.
There was a ROG Ally on my fucking auction site.
How much? Over 300.
It went for over 500. I was so sad. I was hoping to scoop it for like 150 at most. I'm like, who the fuck actually wants this thing, right?
People who aren't Linux nerds, they don't know better. Like, they look at the Steam Deck and they're like, that's Linuxy stuff. Like, maybe they know that much, but they have the familiarity. They have the false hope of like, I know Windows, I got this, and they get to experience Windows on a handheld device. Then it goes back onto the auction site.
Right, and like
possible, yeah.
Yeah, and like straight up, I literally want it to like put it in a frame and like and put it on my wall as like a curiosity, right? It's that thing in my den, like the mounted lion head.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
All right.
And here's my ROG ally. It's right next to my Nokia N-Gage. It's my Y wall.
How do people feel in general about like game subscription services? Like, because I see that brought out. We talk about Valve a lot. We talk about the Steam Deck a lot. Why? Because, well, I mean, they have native Linux clients, and they've been around. The Proton, Steam Deck, a bunch of great stuff has come out that a lot of other projects have benefited from. And, and it did start with like Unity having a Linux export option. Like, whoa, what's going on? But where do you have that understanding when you talk about, like, well, you don't really own the games? Like, yeah, we all get that, though, right? Like, is that even in the conversation? Is there anybody out there who's going, wait, what? I'm like, well, it's a license to play it, so.
And like this is where, and maybe this is overlapping a bit with like the hit mill segment, but this is where I think like streaming games like actually have like a valid niche if you're going to be paying for a subscription service. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like again, Stadia making people just fucking buy the games as opposed to like pay us $100 a month and you can play whatever you want, right? Like.
Right. Or, if it's like $10 a month, then you get a selection of games. Well, again, we'll get into it. Stay tuned for that. Pedro, do you have any closing words for our, do you have any advice for Microsoft? How they can juice up these Game Pass sales?
Give Jordan $10 million. I think that's a great way to juice up Game Pass sales.
It'll fund our Dolphin Souls.
I already mentioned this last time when the thing for the Steam Deck. It's like, you need someone to give you the $100 to put a actual client on the Steam store for Game Pass. Just make that available directly on Steam. Do you need someone to give you the $100 for that? Because I'll do it.
I'll take $100.
Okay, then you put the official Game Pass thing on
Do
Steam.
it, man.
I absolutely will, Pedro. I 100% will. I promise you.
App image or whatever it is, bookmark Game Pass, upload it. Type totally not Edge with Game Pass in a book. See how long you can just make it.
No. It's the Lutris. I'm just gonna link the Lutris installer for Internet Explorer.
There you go. Do it in IE6 though.
Oh, yeah, Opera GX.
IE5.
Opera GX.
IE5.
Ooh, deep cuts. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to share your thoughts with us, we make it real easy. You can do it under the Patreon post. That's a good way to get in touch with us, chat with you back and forwards. Any chat system, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I read the comments. I know Pedro reads the comments. Jordan, have you ever read a YouTube comment under one of our videos?
I occasionally go through the YouTube comments just to like try and preempt which is going to be in the hate mail because it usually shows up on a Saturday. So I'm like, I'm going to try and formulate a response or two in the back of my head.
Right on. And the easiest way to do it is over at linuxgamecast.com. I know we're old school. We got a website with a contact form with a bunch of things. If you want to hop on a show, crowdfunding campaign, had somebody, dude. All right, dude. Okay. I got a big, nice little warning, like press releases, all this hyperlinks. Send that to this email address. And I shit you not, in my inbox right now, I got a person who filled out the contact form asking where I should send that, where they should send their press release.
You should ask them, like, I don't know, where do you?
Okay, so they only read the first sentence?
No. Just you send them
they
send them
didn't
an
use
email.
the show email address. They just filled out the contact form asking where they should send it. So they blew right by it.
You should send them a picture of a spider and be like, "Hi, I'm returning this. I don't want it anymore."
I'm like, they didn't even send a press release. They sent oh man, I was like, okay, you know what? You do you. We'll try it. This is a good way to get hold to us. Check that out over Interfacing. I almost said Interfacing Linux. You know what? Go there
you
too.
should also check out interfacinglinux.com, youtube.com/@interfacinglinux.
Which doesn't work.
Not anymore. That's where I said at.
Oh, you have to have the ad now. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't hear the ad. My bad. Yeah, you can do that. There we go. Coming up tonight, one sweet, but definitely not short, because we were talking about, what was it, Luna last week?
Amazon Luna and GOG.
Yeah.
Yes, they are joining forces to make Guna, I don't know.
Doing a Chessatron.
Yeah. And this comes from Clint. In my mind, I'm going to pretend it's Clint Howard. And I said, I use Luna for playing Lego Fortnite. I was too lazy to turn on my old Windows gaming rig and download Fortnite just to play once with my nephew and then delete it immediately after. It wasn't great, but it was good enough for some Lego commercial branded Minecraft type crap. I've noticed that basically all popular ultra-restrictive kernel-level anti-cheat games have a cloud gaming option now, either through Luna or GeForce Now. Imho, I think it's great because that's one less thing stopping people from staying on Windows, assuming they have a good enough internet connection. And yeah, like, it's very, very true. Like, if you want to play your Fortnites or your Destinies, like, on Linux, you you at least have the option to rent a computer from GeForce Now or whatever. And play
that is your option. Yeah, the Fork Knife, Destiny 2, all of the others.
Fortnite, you just sideload on Waydroid and you play it in your Steam VR session, right?
Yes, you can.
Obviously.
But yeah, there is that is the legitimate use case for streaming, is for when you have developers that have their head so far up their ass that they actively, hostilely refuse to support Linux. Destiny 2. It is that, yeah.
Isn't that made by Bungie?
Yes.
Yes. Much beloved.
Yeah.
All Windows users love Bungie.
Yeah. The
favorite
once upon a
developer.
time, the Mac gaming industry.
Yes.
Clint, you bring up an interesting point that I didn't even think about. How many times have you been like, oh man, I want to play this game for, maybe for a little bit this afternoon. You're like, right, that bitch is 68 gigs to download. There you go. Like, there's a streaming case right there. I'm like, because this is a game I just want to fuck around in for a minute. You know, it's not a first person shooter. It's something like Lego. And I'm like, yeah, I want to play around with that. There you go. You don't have to worry about having it installed. Which goes to show how impatient we are, because what's it take to download 68 gigs? Like 5 minutes?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Again, depends on your network connection. If yours is good enough to do some game streaming, then you could probably download that pretty quick.
Yeah. Even if it ends up being 10 minutes, that's just a good excuse to get up and stretch your legs.
I think it just goes back to the point that, like, yes, game streaming has a large number of completely valid use cases, but they tend to work best in tandem with actually owning the game and being able to run it locally as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not one or the other.
Even to go
streaming
back,
services like GeForce Now that tie onto the accounts that already have the games, those will always be better.
It is. And this is one of the things that Stadia absolutely, positively, guaranteedly fucked up. They made you buy the whole fucking game with Stadia. You're like, I got to spend $60 and I don't get anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, everybody else figured this out except Google.
Mm-hmm.
No, everyone's going to want to have Stadia for the
controller
exclusives and all of the.
Look at this shill trying to plug your favorite stream.
I had a lovely sushi lunch with a dude who I was chatting with, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I work on Stadia and blah blah blah." I'm like, "So you gonna brush up that resume?"
Yeah. So how long until you're not working on Stadia?
Yeah, it's like I feel bad for you, because if I knew that, if I knew that my project was gonna get axed, but I have to like delude myself into saying there is a future so that I can motivate myself to actually continue going to work.
You know, I think I'm on record as actually genuinely saying, like, when we were talking initially about the Stadia release, I'm like, I think this is too big for Google to fucking kill. I was wrong, man.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing, two things, there's going to be Mr. Rogers in his bloodstained sweater and fucking Feedburner are the only two things left on top of this hill.
Yeah, it's going to be right after they kill Gmail and Google Docs.
Yeah, I mean, some whoever is in charge of Feedburner has somebody on, like, one of the two founders, man, because
I imagine it's like some God Emperor of Mankind shit where it's just like some dead dude like hooked up to a chair and everyone's afraid to move the chair.
It's the lizard people. The lizard people actually use feed burners, so they can.
You better be fucking careful. These people are like, finally, man, you did it.
Yeah.
DM me, bro. We'll have a real conversation. I'll tell you how the world really works.
Sexy lizard people going to their orgies, lying in giant piles, combining their
listening
body
to snake jazz.
Beautiful,
to
beautiful
Whitesnake.
party, people. If you want to help fund this orgy, you can do that. Patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. We got a bunch of levels, bunch of rewards as a thank you for hanging out with us. As always, you watch a show for absolutely free and download it for free, but we give you a version without ads, no YouTube, and you can download that. Don't worry about it. Super shows and live and uncut. You name it. We do some gaming streams. I do Trackmania. We got a private Trackmania server. If you're a Twitch sub or a patron, come play with us on Tuesdays and Fridays. We'd love to have you. Jordan's doing streaming on his Outer World. Jordan's doing the free on Epic streams.
Pretty much. They keep putting up games that I was like, I'm gonna wait until they go on sale, and then they go on sale for $0, and I'm like, yay!
Why the hell not? Right.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, I have to play all of these games at least a little bit before the Epic Game Store shuts down and I lose them, because those aren't actually my games. They're not actually free. I don't own them.
Fair enough. And we got LibrePay, PayPal, of course, Magic Internet Money, but we also have an Amazon wish list if you want to pick up something for one of the hosts or the studio. Send in a note. We'd love to read it and publicly shame you for being fiscally irresponsible, because we love you that much. And of course, store.linuxgamecast.com, where you can get merch like Frank's Obey shirt and stickers that say naughty things. Yeah. You can't get this poster though, because I only made one.
Yes, hell, so naughty.
Great. Now I got to go back and bleep that. You motherfucker.
Outside of all the F-bombs and S-bombs and whatever else we said during the show.
We have a PureFlix contract that we need to adhere to. We all signed the morality
clause.
clause.
This podcast is never going to go myrrh.
Look,
we're
no longer being sponsored by ChristianMingle.com.
We need to get all married before we can have sex. Okay?
We established last week.
OnlyFeds, yes.
No,
it's OnlyFeds now.
It's Fedi.sh, the decentralized OnlyFans network.
That's what they mean, like that when they talk about federated timeline. Yeah, probably anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, on that bombshell, it is time to cue the music. You can always catch us here live on Twitch, doing twitchy things at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time on Saturdays. Jordan streams at 7:30 on Thursdays. I do weekly, daily Wednesdays on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern, and Tuesdays, Trackmania is at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's all on the schedule over on Twitch. Go check it out. But if you want to get in touch with me, at Vinstone on X, Mastodon, mass.linuxgamecast.com, at Vin over there, and I'm just the Vinstone on Blue Sky. People are still rocking and rolling with that. And of course, go check out Interfacing Linux. I got a new video in the works. It's pretty dope. You know how people like to play around with old server hardware? I'm like, fuck it, let's play around with some old broadcast hardware on Linux and see what happens. That'll be out coming soon.
I'm Jordan. I'm your favorite marine life form. Feed me some fish on Twitter at The Burning Fool, on Blue Sky at Frojo at bsky.app, or on Mastodon at frojo.mass.linuxgamecast.com.
And thankfully this week we didn't have any other echoes outside of that one dolphin reference. So there's that. If you can, if you have any ideas of what other dolphin games were actually good outside of Echo the Dolphin on the Game Gear, please do let me know on on unaccounted for with the actual number 4 at mass.linuxgamecast.com. That's where you gotta tell me.
All right, Other Vin, roll those credits.
It's time.
That's the wrong button, Other Vin. Get your shit together.
It's the Steam. Oh, it's the wrong one. It's a little scratchy cuddling, but we got there eventually. We gotta thank all the people flying into space. We gotta thank our advisors.
An effort was made regarding cuddling.
Omega, Sarthera, and we got our executive producers. We got Barbara M. Scott, Atomic, Mike, Tomaj, David E. Shep, Ian, Kurducky, Hoplo, 1234, and Drummer. And our Lunatic fans, Super Destote, Empty, Glorious Egg Roll, and Turbo Tree Sloth.
And the same monsters were Noah Rider, X Machina, Tragy, Veritanuda, Justin, Darkwing, System T, Dancing Joe, DeKresny, Ogi1, and Frostclaw. And Death Notes, Nova, Chad, Romeo, Renee, Leonardo, Kim, Chris, Stephen, Jill, Benjamin, Doom 2 Watt, Stephen B, Beck, Dodger, Zeno, Rue, Turnover, Pebble, Foxdog, Svein, Jalo, and Piper. There we go.
And of course, all our fine upstanding cannibals, our fuck buddies, Carl, Mike, Arthur, and Lennox, Neuraldius, Nicholas, Johnny, Shep, Gamatron, you know, DSN, Joy, Aromatic, Devin, Kai, Joe, Rye, we thank you very much. Until next week. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, go install Game Pass on your Steam Deck.
Install Edge first, and then Edge a little bit.
It's easier now.
Dude, somebody should make like a Netscape Navigator 4 flat pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ships with the 2.2 kernel in the namespace.
Yeah. He did the rest of the Linux that you need attached to it to get that shit back up and running.
2 gigabyte flat pack, yeah.
We'll see you next week. Big red.
I mean, two gigabytes was like your entire Linux install back in the day, right? So
on the high end, probably, yeah, man. Shit. How big? On CDs, dude. Like, I mean, I still got my Red Hat 5.6 CDs, so it was 1 disc plus the other disc for the bonus bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even like the because I had the Ubuntu 5.10 that had the live CD and the install CD separately. And yeah, even though you installed it from a CD, the actual installed size was 1.4 or 1.5 gigs, something like that.
Compression.
Yes, very good compression.
I remember having that discussion like early on in the days of broadband, of like compression went to shit as soon as we started getting like megabit pipes. Because like all the work used to be in like all the versions. Like I remember keeping track of like zip technology of like who had the best control, you know, just to smash shit as
RAR was king for a while.
Yeah, no, it's LZMA2, P7B, that, or P7zip or whatever.
P7 zip, yeah.
So what do we think about
P7B is the cert format. Yeah.
this quantum leap?
Needs more bacula.
What do you think, Pedro
That
Mateus?
looks like it needs active cooling.
It don't.
Now, is it the size of a like a 5 1/4 inch hard drive?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that looks chunk. And it has breathy holes, that's why I'm going. That looks like it needs active cooling.
64 terabyte SSDs.
Yeah.
How much does this bitch cost? If
Uh,
I have to ask, I can't afford it.
I would be surprised if it was under $5,000. I mean, you can
Wait,
already get U.2 drives like this used on eBay, like 60 gigs for, yeah, I don't know, probably about $300, $350.
60? 60?
Yeah. Oh, the enterprise drives are bigger
Yeah.
than this, homie. Yeah.
I mean, if you can get a consumer M.2 NVMe 1 terabyte for 50 pounds
A good one from a name brand.
from actual like Kingston or Corsair, not Corsair.
Yeah, probably.
I thought
Corsair puts their name on all kind of shit, dude. I'd be like,
Crucial.
crucial. Yep.
Yeah,
I have to
Corsair
find the other
keyboards,
crucial
Corsair
SSD that I have.
headphones. Like, you make cases, motherfucker. That's all I trust from you.
They own
and
that company
power
that
supplies.
sued Valve about the Steam controller.
And water blocks.
No,
AIOs.
coolers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Corsair does make decent stuff. I just like there's the stuff that I know that they make, and there's the stuff that they brand, and there's a difference.
Yeah, they just stick their name on shit. I mean, but like the important thing is like they're a big enough company where they have to warranty it though. So when your shit fucks up, you got somebody to. It's not like the guy posted the video. There's already fake 4090s, like down to the point where they're polishing off old GPUs and lasering 4090 info on them. So if you pop the lid and like look at the die,
Jesus.
And the memory modules, instead of 2 gigs, they're 256 megs.
Holy man! If there is a way to squeeze like a little bit of money out of something, man, people are doing that shit.
I'm like, where's the profit margin in this, right?
Right? Like, what is the profit margin
The
on
profit
this?
margin is the exploitation of the poor person who's actually being put through to do that. That's the profit margin.
Oh yeah, no, there's probably some like slave labor happening in somewhere in that supply chain. Absolutely.
What is the largest? Oh, wow, they think a lot. Intel. Well, that's an Intel drive.
I have one Intel
Intel will
SSD.
just charge you money for whatever, right? Like
It's a 300 gig SATA 2 SSD.
I'm just looking at prices for like, you know, you surprisingly, this is a bog standard Intel drive, a 30 terabyte. PCI Express 4.0 NVMe drive, you know, UDA 2. Oh, Optane. Fucking Intel, why did you kill Optane? That was so cool. Oh, that's all we got? Just those two? All right, anyway. I retract being all over eBay. They exist. How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't Facebook like one of the big ones to drop those drives?
They upgraded them, yeah. So there were like floods of them.
Yep.
Yeah, it was a good time for a minute, but I was like, nah, then I got to get the U.2 thing, which is just a PCI Express card, but
it's got fancy holes in it, so that's what you got to pay for.
It's got contiguous SATA looking holes.
Yeah, yeah. Because when you showed me that, I'm like, I've never seen this fucking connector before. Let me look it up. I'm like, yeah.
It looks like SATA, but it's SATA that goes bird or.
Right.
Yeah.
There's another set of pins underneath. Okay.
Yeah. Not RHEL, not Fedora. What are we talking about? I had a whole Red Hat 5 box at one point.
We were talking about the size of your Linux install.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
2 gigs.
The having the one CD.
One CD. I think Fedora Core 1 was on a single disc.
Oh. Actually, now since we're talking about live CDs, cleaning shit out, I found my fucking binder of burnt live CDs.
Oh, shit. Dude, I would feed that out into a modern PC just out of curiosity.
All right, what do I got? Cent 5. This is a blank.
I didn't know. Oh, well, yeah, Cent 5. Yeah, all right. Never mind. That
Cent 6.2. Another blank. Windows 7. All right. And Fedora 18 beta. All right.
Huh. It was a thing at the time, man. Like, CDs that's how we had to install things. Like,
yeah.
I had, because one of the things that, what was it, North Ranger mentioned there? Or, yeah. The Canonical just sending you the discs for free if you just gave them your address.
Yeah.
They just sent you the discs.
Dude, that was...
My school had the Freedom Toaster, where it was just like the kiosk where you pop a CD and it burns you a live disc. You had like a touch screen.
Oh, that's nice. I saw somebody. I think it was like might have been our Linux. They asked her like, and they had like one of the Ubuntu CDs. They're like, hey, is this right? I wrote them back. I'm like, it's not worth anything. They were like frowny face.
Yeah, no, I asked them to send me Kubuntu 10.10. I think it was, and they sent me the little teeny tiny paper covered CD.
See, that's because you didn't get the. I always worry that I'm logged into eBay, like it's going to show you something. The 3X Ultra Rare.
Ubuntu.
Ultra Rare, look at that. So
it doesn't have Satanic Edition, the one with the naked lady.
I mean, you can just get regular naked ladies on your Ubuntu by going to Pornhub, right? Like, I don't think Mark's going to stop you from doing it. He'd like to,
the
but
3X, that's the peasant level. The 4X.
Yeah, okay.
The 4X. Look at this. These. All right, hang on. We gotta. No,
like this all looks like it could be the cover for a porno, right? Like, like they're touching hands, and soon they're going to be touching privates.
You know what? What we got to check is I think this is just fever dream pricing. People don't show only completed items.
What? I used to when I was young.
Yeah, there we
stupid,
go. All right, $2. 250. Yeah, right. That's a little different than
No, those didn't sell.
Oh.
Zero bids.
Okay, even better, right? Like people won't even pay for them. They won't even give you $2 for them.
When I was a stupid child, I had this notion that at one point they would stop selling software on CDs and just sell you a thumb drive with it on there.
I mean, Nintendo sends you the SD cards, right?
I bought an album, Harvey Dangerfield Flagpole Sitter, simply because they gave you the song on a thumb drive. I was like, that's dope as hell. It was a novel thing at the time. Thumb drives were new. And I'm like, all right, maybe that's going to be the future. Instead of a CD, we'll get a thumb drive.
Yeah, because like, but then it's like, oh, but you can like read-write stuff off of them. So would they like sell you read-only thumb drives?
It was the good old days of a floppy disk, getting those in the mail all the time.
Yeah.
With like demo, like, hey, sign up for our service. I'm like, nope, but thank you.
AOL.com free coasters.
They genuinely just came in the mail.
Yeah. 30 days of free internet, and then you got to pay.
I've seen AOL CDs. I guess they were struggling there at the end. It was like 600 hours or something like that.
Well, I remember even when I was in college, they were saying that like, and it's probably gotten better in the interim 10 years because it's been a fucking decade since I was in school. God damn it. But yeah, like almost 50% of the world is still on dial-up, right? Like, or was. I don't know if they still are, but
no, I gotta imagine all of those have moved to cellular.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people still on dial-up in this country. I mean, because coverage is shit.
Well, yeah, they rolled out pots everywhere. My dad was complaining like, oh, they're digging up the sidewalk to install fiber, and I'm like, fucking finally? You
Those
know,
monsters.
After 20 fucking years, they're finally giving us good internet.
At least it wasn't the week you were moving out. Yeah. Yeah.
Bye, bitch.
At least it wasn't the week you. It's been long enough to be like, yeah, it still took fucking forever, didn't it? Oh. I don't know, man. No, nobody pays thousands of dollars for old Linux CDs. Nobody.
Maybe certain mentally ill people will, but like they run out of money real quick.
Kubuntu 10.10. There we go. I found the picture.
I was waiting. I was like, Pedro's been looking for something for like 3 minutes now.
I had to find a picture. I knew I had the picture, so I just had to find it.
That looks like it's a cube, but it's not. It's just the
yeah, it's just the little paper with the CD insert.
All right.
I was hoping they sent you a paper cube, honestly, with like a single CD, with a single CD inside. It's not even in a case or anything; it's just rattling around.
And it's just burnt too. It's not even pressed.
Yeah. It's just like a melted CD. Someone used a lighter on it.
Oh no!
It's like they burned the CD. They physically burned the CD.
Dude, yeah, I don't. The only I bought my first copy of Red Hat. I bought I got a box copy. Had to fight for it, a Halloween edition. Someone
was throwing out their old box copy of Red Hat 6.2, and I took it out of the garbage can. Yeah, because I thought it would be a cool.
I out of all of the versions that I bought, I kept my disc from like Red Hat 5, 6, or whatever I have.
And like, I saw that box. I'm like, this is an antique. I'm gonna hold on to this. Yeah. Like, boxed Linux, sure. Live CDs, not so much. The one that you actually had to go to Kohl's to like buy your copy of Red Hat or Corel Linux, sure, that's worth something.
Yeah.
I don't have it on hand, but I have the commercial Portuguese Linux distribution, Caixa Mágica. I have one of the last versions that they ever sold.
I mean, you gotta have it complete in box. CIB.
Now, if you had a new in box Red Star or OS or one of those like fucking North Korean distros, absolutely, that's worth something. That took some peril to smuggle out of that motherfucker.
Yeah, right? That's worth you going on a list somewhere.
Pay attention! I can only do this once. I don't know, man. Like I'm always amazed by when it comes to like rarity in general, that scarcity drives price usually, right? When there's not a lot of something, and if it's got some everybody agrees that they want it, then I'm thinking about like retro video games, right?
That's the big one, and collectible card games now like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh. Those are
And I think when I'm thinking about like retro games, in that I'm like, Well, if there's not a lot of them, it's usually because the game sucked.
Sometimes, but then you get like an Earthbound where it just like wasn't distributed like very heavily.
But they didn't like bother to distribute it. They're like, nah, nobody's buying this.
Well, but there's some weird shit where like some marketing guy will decide that like there isn't a market for this thing. I have decided this based off of my notion of XYZ. Because there's a lot of cases of this happening in gaming specifically. That's why we don't. That's like where Doki Doki Panic comes into being Mario 2 in North America. That's why we don't have Final Fantasy, the English releases of Final Fantasy 3 and 4. We have or 3, 4, and 5 rather. Final Fantasy 3 in North America is Final Fantasy 6 because someone decided this wouldn't sell well or whatever, right? Like.
Then we have the how long was it? The most delayed video game in history came out this week. Been in development for 22 years.
Ooh, keen.
Spanish developer. To kind of touch what Jordan was talking on. They did development and like, you know, people left the project, came back. They were struggling to find a publisher, and this was printed for the Game Boy Advance, I believe. And the problem with that was they couldn't get anybody to do the upfront investment with the cartridges, which was something like $15,000 or something like that, just to do just for the hardware. It was like $3 a cartridge you had to pay. Like nobody would buy it on that. That's why I never got. No, it's made though. You can get it.
Yeah.
Or 22 years. That beats Duke Nukem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 13.
Wild.
I mean, and again, like there are so many games that are basically completed that never saw the light of day due to executive meddling. I would love for someone to just be a fucking superhero and leak the original Battlefront 3. Just leak that source. I want to play that game. I still want to play it.
Someone actually leaked the unfinished version of Oblivion for the PSP, which it was in a very, very broken state, and some people with a lot of great knowledge actually managed to take a lot of the unfinished stuff that was on the image but wasn't actually attached to anything in the game and create something semi-functional, which runs in PPSSBP.
Or hell, Burger Becky last week, she has a full working version of Half-Life for the Mac just in a drawer somewhere.
Yep. I mean, she's probably gonna put it in a yard sale or something like that.
Oh yeah, when she goes, that's gonna be.
It just got mixed up. I mean, you might call somebody first and be like, "Hey, so they can.
I'm
write
gonna
the blog
leave
post.
this here, just you know,
just by
some
that.
case.
Oh, look at that! You drove across the country from my yard. How nice of you. Okay.
Someone at Nintendo made the stupid fucking decision to cross Sony. And that's why we don't. That's why we don't have the
Isn't
Nintendo
it good
PlayStation.
to know that Nintendo holds true to like Nintendo, man? Like
Nintendo gonna Nintendo, right? Yeah.
Like that's the only reason we got the fucking PlayStation. Like, goddamn! And who did they go with? Philips. CDI. Excuse me, princess.
The DVD player that was meant to do some educational light interactive software. Like, this is a game console, sure.
Yeah, sure. Have you looked at that controller? Rohit, your port of sins from Burger Becky's Mac Source. All right, see?
Yeah.
Spreading the love.
And Dominatrix works very well. I actually finished Sin
Yes,
many years after the fact. I managed to finish Sin with not running into the game-breaking bugs in the level immediately preceding you getting turned into a mutant and the level where you're a mutant.
Rohit is correct. The Excuse Me Princess is from the Saturday morning cartoon
Captain
Legend
N
of Zelda.
and the N Team.
Yeah. No, I think... Was it Captain N or was it the Zelda standalone cartoon? Because there was also a standalone.
Well, it was a part of a block.
Yeah.
It was all part of one show, which I don't remember the name of the show, but I've seen the clips on.
Yeah. Captain N, the Game Master. Yeah.
It was that and Zelda. I remember those two.
And there was also the Mario cartoon, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show with Captain Lou Albino, and then do the Mario. I was very happy in the Mario movie when they actually busted that out. That was like the only thing I was hoping for. I'm like, I really hope they bust out the Mario rap, and they did. First thing they did. So I'm like,
all right.
That was all I wanted out of the film, so I was happy. I'm very easy to please. I really am. I'm a simple man.
I'm down with all that, dude. Yeah, fucking Nintendo. I mean, somebody made that meme. I saw that meme on fucking either Reddit or X, or somebody was like, they recut SpongeBob with, like, you know, the SpongeBob where I think Patrick's trying to give somebody some fucking money. I've never watched SpongeBob, but he's like, I'd like to give you money for the fucking cartridge. He's like, no, we don't sell that. He's like, I'd like to buy the 3DS game. Going through the whole thing of just Nintendo being like, no, you can't buy it. He's like, well, I'm going to have to pirate. No, you can't do that either. I'm like, come on. Just, just being dicks about it.
Because they can.
They can. I mean, it's theirs, so.
They're in a position where they can just literally do nothing for a century and they'll be fine.
They're the ones who
they can wait it
actively created the artificial scarcity of entirely digital goods. They also the physical ones, the amiibos. Yes.
Well, I mean, so Nintendo wasn't the only one doing that. That was actually a Sony thing at first. That was Skylanders. Skylanders had the collectible figurines that you scan into your game. There was also Eye of Judgment on the PS2 that was a trading card game that you could like scan in your trading cards with the iToy, and it would show up in the game.
Absolutely no need to limit the availability of the amiibos because they were creating shit tons of them anyway, and they decided to do just that.
It worked, didn't it?
And then that one guy got really, really mad and bought all the Rosalina amiibos to destroy them because he hates them. And Nintendo's just like, great. Yeah.
Yeah, they made their sale.
I mean, Nintendo sat back going, you want us to quit doing this shit? Quit buying it. Like,
that's what it boils down to.
People say vote with your wallet. We already have. People have already voted with their wallet, and they're willing to buy the games with the draconian DRM. They're willing to buy the games with the exploitative microtransactions. They're willing to buy Nintendo's bullshit over and over.
That's what I say, dude. It's important to get out of our fucking bubble, dude. I can see it from the average. You know, it's like, oh, you mean the game cartridge, the SD? Yeah, the game cartridge, right?
I mean, people know what an SD card is.
You want to believe so hard, don't you?
I mean, they go in digital cameras and shit. Like, it's a pretty ubiquitous piece of technology. They know what a fucking SD card is.
It's a memory card. It's not an SD card. It's a memory card.
Sure. Memory card. Yes, because they don't distinguish between memory and storage properly. But yes,
is that what they call it for the Switch? Like, oh, let me get my memory Zelda memory card.
Yeah. I mean, it is the memory card. That's
in computers, it's like I'm running out of memory in my computer, and you look at it, it's like the SSD has like 100 megs left.
Like
the storage thingy, the video game holder.
But to that point, like, they know what a fucking if they wouldn't know the specific name of it, they know what it is and what it's for.
Well, they know what it is. Like,
yeah. Like, you don't need to know the internals of a car to operate a car, right? Like, you just need to know to turn the key and hit the pedal and turn.
Well, I mean, the steering wheel and pedals are on the inside.
Yeah.
So yes, you do need to operate
the inside of the
mechanical engine components of the car. Sure. No, under the hood. Yes. I should say I misspoke.
I mean, I want to watch if you don't.
I mean, listen, with my new Neuralink integrated Tesla, I can stick a needle into my brain and drive my car from my house.
I want autonomous driving, dude. I want that omnipresent, like, boop, boop, thing pull up, hop in, fuck off.
Johnny Cab.
Yeah, like, don't even think twice about it. I don't know if that's gonna, like, we're gonna get that solidified. I mean, in, like, metropolitan areas, like, I could definitely see, like, you know, city areas, like, you know, LA is going to be a while, but like Ontario,
Oof, no, not Ontario. Ontario's pretty rough.
let's just go ahead and let's cities that have already been cars. Let's say like in Switzerland, a couple of cities already. I could see that being there. Once you get all the people off the road, just bicyclists. Get some services to get them out of the wheel arches when you run them over. That'll work.
Yeah, well, you put the cow catcher in front of them.
A dedicated despoker.
No, you just encourage the darker complexion people to wear like the ID tags that are visible to the fucking cameras to make sure that they don't get specifically targeted. Yeah. I don't know. My buddy.
I need to stop looking at eBay. just get out of eBay.
Yeah. So like my one of my coworkers, his previous job was working for an autonomous trekking company. He was doing the compute hardware for them. And based on what he was saying, like the biggest thing holding back autonomous driving is the fucking marketing people and not fucking managing their shit properly.
Was he doing image or LiDAR?
I can ask him. I don't recall.
Two vastly different approaches, which is good to see. But what is it? Waymo is already up and running in a couple of cities.
Yeah. The interesting thing he was bringing up is like the telemetry that those cars generate is like hundreds of gigabytes like a second of like all the shit that they're monitoring, and they gotta like literally sneaker net drives to a processing rig after the trucks come in. You pull the drives out because it would take too long to like do the data transfer. It's faster for you to just physically relocate the drive.
Well, I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with that much data, and yeah.
I just thought that was neat. That came up in the interview. I'm like, oh yeah, well, absolutely you could do it that way. Yeah.
Carrier pigeon does have its advantages.
I don't know, man. I want to live. That's where it's going to end up eventually. And you know, as somebody who likes driving, but like, it's going to be like a recreational. It's going to be a hobby thing.
You have the dedicated human driving areas.
Yes, on tracks. We'll have like modern versions instead of racetracks. We'll have like, you know, a 4-way stop maybe in a little roundabout, so you can experience.
Yeah, it's like the simulations, like old timey town.
Yeah.
No, it's just all bumper cars.
I think that's one of our problems is pattern recognition. We see patterns and we're going to try to see a fucking pattern in everything.
Apophania, baby.
Look at the
Seeing
fucking
patterns
clouds.
where they
They're
don't
speaking
exist.
to me.
There's a man on the moon. He's telling me to burn my house down.
Yes.
This is where I saw the leprechaun. He tells me to burn things. Go away, empty.
Oh, man. I don't know. Like, we'll get it figured out. But, like, just let go of your dreams of a flying vehicle. Ain't happening unless it is 100% autonomous. And we figure out how to fuck gravity over.
Yeah, so how do we get levitation up and running? Because flight, as it currently stands, is a little energy inefficient.
Bitch, we don't understand how it works. Like, we understand the effect. It's like gravity. Like, we don't know why it creates a lower pressure. Like, it does.
We got to deal with it. We know what it does.
Lift.
You know what? It's easy. All you gotta do is hurl yourself at the ground and miss. Then you're flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we
the
still have to
principle
use
of going into orbit.
chemical propulsion to get off the planet. So, like, that's where we're at. We're in the fucking Stone Age. South Park nailed it with, like, I would watch our TV show, dude. Like, hyper-territorial, like, apes, dude. Like, we're apex fucking predators, killing machines, and we somehow have nukes. I'm like, I would fucking tune into that, dude. I mean, like, What are motherfuckers up to?
And I mean, like, and honestly, that's the true about the aliens, right? Like, anyone advanced enough to cross the interstellar gap to get here
would they want anything to do with us?
Would just have the technology to observe us without us detecting them, right? Like the level of like physics and mathematics required to even think about doing that is just like, yeah, and to like successfully pull it off.
Basil.
Thank you, Basil.
You know, I'm impressed by how eyeballed a line that was. That was close. Yeah, it's wild, dude. But like, yeah, I wouldn't. I would watch this planet. I wouldn't want to participate in it. That'd be like wanting to show up to like a reality TV island. Like, nah.
Oh yeah.
I'll catch that at home.
But like,
I don't need to be there.
That's the thing, though. If you did, like, immediately be like, no, fuck the reality TV game. I'm gonna create my own perpendicular goal and work exclusively towards this. I'm gonna try and fuck.
I want to actively, directly fuck with the people doing the thing.
Yeah, I am making specific choices to make the camera and sound people's lives miserable. Because like, even if they don't include it in the show, they still got to scrub through that shit to like.
Oh yeah.
To see like if there's anything useful in there, right? So
they do. What do you think the first thing that changes? Fucking the Galactica drops into the atmosphere and like hovers. Like what's the first thing that fucking happens in the world?
Someone launches a missile at it.
Oh yeah, no, someone's going to try and bring it down.
I don't know.
Humanity unites as one and starts nuking it. Is that it?
Right? Like
we all come together. We overcome our differences.
That's the Warhammer thing, right? Is the only thing that can unite enemy is the common unite humanity is the common enemy of literally everything else in space. But that's if you want more of that, read the 3 Body Problem series. It's all about that shit. That is like the core central theme of it. Is that people just don't get along.
Yeah, I wonder like how that simulation fucking works out. I desperately want to be around if and when that ever happens. Just watch, go get my popcorn, sit back, enjoy the apocalypse. What if they're just neutral aliens too? That'd be the worst scenario though, wouldn't it?
They just don't care. Yeah.
They're just like, hey, what's up? Yeah. No, we're not.
Are you gonna help us out? No.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, they just fucking prime directive us like, yeah, sorry, we can't do anything.
Yeah, we're fucking here, but like,
yeah, no, until you get to our level, we can't do anything for you.
So again, going back to a bunch of sci-fi I read, Old Man's War. There's like a space elevator that these aliens build on Earth, and it's not even practical. It's there to be like, listen, we can do this shit and you can't. Until you can get to this level, don't fuck with us.
But humanity is a little too stupid to realize that, and
the other thing I liked that they had was like, there's like the sexy bunny people and the horrible spiky goop monsters, and the horrible spiky goop monsters love humans. They're like our best friends, and the sexy bunny people think we're heresy and that we need to die immediately. Yeah.
I forget the name of the fucking book. Like the fucking, the aliens show up to fucking help humanity. The problem is they're red and they have horns.
Childhood's End by Arthur C. Clarke.
There we go. Thank you. Like, I love that concept, dude.
Yeah, no.
I'm sorry. You look like demons.
Yeah, dude, Arthur C. Clarke has some real good shit. Like 2001: A Space Odyssey is actually like a decent read. Like, I've been a fan of Clarke. Going back and like making it a point to like try and read more classic sci-fi. I've been really bad about that. I have the Left-Handed Darkness on my to read list. Yeah, but I got like 2 other books in flight that I got to finish first.
I got to finish my Roomba book first.
Evil Roomba.
No, it's a good Roomba.
Oh,
he's just trying to fucking make it away. Now he can think and shit. And he's like, "What's going on? Why are people attacking me?
Why are people throwing more food everywhere?" So okay, hold on. So,
all right.
what? How does it view the dust or dirt? Like, does it think it's food, or is? Or
he's there. He's there to clean. He's like, his first thought is like, where do my humans go? And he's like, this is my job. This is what I do. Well, I guess they sent me here to like learn clean and something. Yeah, it goes through that whole like the intellectual gymnastics the author had to go through to like try to make this stick right is fascinating.
All right. Oh, hi,
thank you very much, Mir. Woohoo!
For the Bezos bucks.
Hype train incoming with velociraptors.
Nom, nom.
You have a limited time to see, dude. That's so predatory.
What the fuck? Level 1 hype train.
We only got 4 minutes, fam. Smash that money buttons. Give us your Bezos points. We're at 93%.
Don't miss out. FOMO, baby.
Yeah.
FOMO. They tried to do that FOMO shit to me on Amazon today, where it's like, you have 5 minutes left to buy this thing before it's $5 more expensive, and I'm just like, yeah, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I was literally just checking out now, anyways. But like,
my favorite, Amazon's new favorite thing to do, for me anyway, because I'm sure we all get individual.
I posted that shit where they're talking in the boys where they're talking about like they can detect if you're black and like give you different ads, and like Prime was like, no, we can actually do that if you want. Sorry.
Yeah, Amazon was giving different prices to people if you were browsing on a Mac. You got more expensive stuff.
Yeah. I get different prices depending on what device I'm on.
Yeah.
That type of bullshit. But Amazon has been, like, I'm not going to fall for it because it's so peasant. Like, I know better. Is only 4 left. Yeah. Or only 1 left. And the reason I've noticed this is because the Elite book that I did, go over Interfacing Linux, check out my full write-up on it. There's so many of them, but when they're out, they're out. And like right after I published that, I went to check and it's like only 4 left in stock. And I'm like, bullshit. You wait a day and it's gone. Ain't nothing out of stock. And if it says click here for pricing information, click there, because that just means they didn't pay their tithe to old Amazon to get that priority listing.
Yeah, you gotta click the bit
also,
at the bottom where the used ones are. Yes.
also, you gotta watch out for the subscription buy, because they'll swap that out on you sometimes.
Oh, exactly right. It is like, oh, you monthly recurring. Dude, this is a toilet.
There was one occasion that Nori bought something. It's like, so you subscribe to something on Amazon? It's like, no, I clicked the one time. Amazon says it's a subscription. Fuck.
And it's ridiculous shit too, like a movie.
Yeah, it's like it's just the dark UI, man.
Amazon's weird, man. Yes. There is a place for. I don't know if we've ever discussed it on a live stream. Might have did it in a pre-super shows and that market, because I was listening this afternoon, the WAN show with Linux himself on it. And have you guys ever tried to listen to that shit?
No.
Without sponsor block?
I just don't listen to it in general.
I usually just do the manual skip once it gets to the ads. Just
sponsor block is crowdsourced. It's a plugin that you can use, and there's like 8 minutes of content in the show, and it's like 2 hours long. Like it's brilliant. It's useful. But if they're talking about something I know I'm interested in, we're going to talk about on the show, I want everybody's take on it. And shit, where was I going with this? I got sidetracked.
The WAN show.
Oh, I remember that part.
Linux.
Yeah.
It was 8 minutes of like actual content.
How did I get to that? Why did I bring that up?
We were talking about subscription and dark UI and
dark patterns, and Amazon giving you the subscription instead of just the one item.
Yeah,
I probably had a good reason to.
Yeah.
Before
that, we're talking about the C pricing information.
Wait, why are things dancing on the chat thing now?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, because
Shaughnessy's.
Shaughnessy. We beat the record because of Shaughnessy.
Hot sub action.
We are actively making fun of it, and our audience
Take
is
it
still
off.
going
Take
for
it off. Let's go.
All right, let's fucking go.
All-time record shattered. Woo!
Thank you, Shaughnessy.
Hold on. If I wear pasties over my nipples, can I take my shirt off?
Can you get nipple pasties like that have nipples printed on them?
You can, yeah.
I have to assume that's like where's your god now mode, right?
Yeah, these aren't my nipples,
right?
But I think the wording is like you can't show nipples, period. So as long as it doesn't matter if they're not your nipples, it doesn't matter if you've like you have like the VTuber nipples that are like someone else.
Oh man,
they're animated with physics. I don't know.
It is astounding that they're getting so much ad revenue and sub revenue from VTubers that they immediately, within 24 hours, dialed that back. Basil, goddammit.
Yeah.
Basil with the 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 bits. Thank you very much.
I don't know if Jordan, I'm learning about new shit scrolling by in the chat. On the fucking Twitch thing, I'm like, yeah, I didn't know what to do. It's like fucking bouncing up and down here. I'll show you guys in Discord if you're in fucking Discord.
It is, yeah. I have it like popped out and shit. So uBlock is like, or no, it's Vivaldi. Vivaldi is clearly blocking some ad here, but not everything is getting.
Here, you know what? I can just capture the fucking window. I got it open. Give me a X composite.
Oh yeah, OBS.
Yeah, right. By the way.
Yeah.
Hey, look, there's a super secret Discord.
Oh, yeah, no. Discord now has fucking achievements and shit. And...
Yeah, right?
Oh, quests. Yeah,
quests.
I saw that.
That's the properties. Well, one of these is probably a chat thing. Google Docs, Twitch. Hey, there it is.
Yeah, okay, you get the little weird blocky thing, too. And yeah, they're jumping. They're jumping and bumping.
They're dancing, man.
Dancing Queen Young. Is Wing still alive?
Oh. Here. Oh. Okay, got it. Hey, wait. There we go.
Can I...
Hype train! Level 2, 50%. I guess that's how you gamify it. That's how you make... get people invested in the... community aspect.
Does it? I guess that works with like a large audience, right?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because you get that herd mentality of like, oh, everybody else is doing it, I need to do it, I need to participate.
The cascading effect of
and I mean, like, also
people wanting to be a part of it.
So, some people like heavily utilize Twitch for the community aspect. Ours is more like Discord oriented, so
ours is more sit back and watch.
Yeah.
How many times have you entered a stream and like in the one chat is like, bye? Like, what, you were watching this entire time. Lovely. All right. Got it.
Yeah, whatever. They don't got to participate.
We have a very chatty bunch, which is fine. Like, whatever.
Mm-hmm. I mean, ostensibly they're there to watch other people to entertain themselves.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't talk to Twitch and chat a lot when I'm watching other people. Like, when I say a lot, I mean like probably 5 times in my life I've typed something in somebody else's chat that wasn't
like. I will usually do it if I'm like the only one there, or if like there are a few people. But if there's like an active chat going on,
you're talking to the guy who will wait until they quit streaming to give them a fucking sub.
Yeah,
so it doesn't show up on their screen. So the TV doesn't talk to me and say my name.
Like when Pedro's streaming, I'll go fuck with him.
I mean, I try to, like, if I'm home, dude, like, I'll pop into Europe and, like, what's going on?
Yeah, same. It's like, yeah, we'll see what's going on. Sometimes I'll stick around, sometimes I'm busy, but, like, yeah.
But it's always in the background, you know? But, I mean, you know, it's easy to, like, when you're doing it, you're like, why isn't everybody, like, well, do you, like, talk to everybody else, the people you're watching? I'm like, no, I don't. And I'm like, okay, then, that's how that works out.
I have to like force myself to look at chat sometimes and just be like, did
What
anyone
the
say
fuck is a
anything?
level 1 hype train emote?
Hype train success. Woo, woo, woo.
I choose you. I want the techno train though.
I don't know. I got a frog bonder. Fuck yeah, we're crushing it. Number 1 on Twitch, yo.
Number 1 in the hood, G.
Frog ponder? I don't see. Is there an orb? Is that an orb in front of the frog?
No, it's just got like the dot over his head.
Yeah. You can click on it and it gives you like a bigger version. Ellipse. Yeah, it's an ellipse. Dot. Okay.
Okay, so not pondering the orb.
It's a limited time only. Act now.
I want Alan. I want a like actual shot of Alan with the safety wizard's hat on, pondering an orb. What's like a good orb for him to ponder though? Like if we were gonna pick a prop, would it be an orb? Would it be like a CRT monitor? Does that have the same vibe? Like how would we do it with like how would we safety wizard orb ponder?
Magic 8 ball. Just have the magic 8 ball really close to the camera.
It's a bowling ball, Pedro. It's a bowling ball. Magic 8 ball. Am I dumb?
Pondering the orb.
Empty did a little shoot. I want to like actually stage a photo of this. I want some blocking. I want like I'll bring the wizard robes over. Like we'll make this happen.
I'm arting up a ball right now. Give me a second here.
Is it a snowball?
Fucking maybe. It's none of your business.
It's not. That's a little too hot for Twitch, then.
I'm just saying, man. Here we go. I think this one looks like it's something we could make. We could flesh this out.
Handball.
The magic handball. Thank you, Project Gemini. The other one was lazy. It's just like a block of ham with an 8 stuck to the next stuff. Like lazy ass fucking generative image. Man. All right. Well, I think we're about ready to wind it down. Nope, none of these are good. Boo. I mean, you're better than you used to be, Gemini. But you're not hilariously bad anymore either, so that kind of sucks.
Needs more teeth.
Or like the dog, everything is made out of dog heads.
I still like wild salmon in the river, and it's just the fucking sashimi.
I like that AI generative imaging is good enough to where people are accusing real shit of being AI generated. We're at that point to where it will be before it becomes indistinguishable, because I love
the
this
real
fucking...
Turing test starts now.
Dude, I love it when the artist can walk out and be like, bitch, here's my PSD. Like, fuck you.
I think the real problem is the fucking photorealistic shit. Like, they have ads on Instagram where it's like, oh yeah, you can change the outfits of anyone on Instagram to any outfit you want. Even no outfit.
Like the make someone look nude apps have been a scourge upon app stores for a while.
Oh yeah. Or people like trying to get upset, like they have been photoshopping faces on fucking nude people.
It's just a lot easier to generate now.
Yeah.
It's still not good. You shouldn't do it.
It's scummy, but it's not new.
Yeah. Or if you're gonna do it, you know, put it on an air-gapped hard drive and look at it sometimes, and then put it away. But like,
how about just don't sit there and like be like, all right, I need Margaret Thatcher.
Well, how else are you gonna get naked Margaret Thatcher on a giant cube of Jello making a roast chicken? Like,
listen, man, I get my time machine in the closet. Come on, let's go.
No, I'm not falling for that. The last time that happened, Jesus touched me in my no-no area,
dude,
and I'm
I
not
told
cool
you
with that.
that wasn't Jesus. It's different this time. Promise.
No. It was Abraham Lincoln dressed as Jesus. I still don't care.
All right.
But
you think everybody with a fucking top hat's Abraham Lincoln? Not every time.
Listen, I went to that bar, and there was the hamster, and they were all Abraham Lincoln. Okay.
All right. too many legs on things.
Yeah, too many legs, too many arms, weird.
I think,
like,
you know,
weird proportions.
It needs to, like, Google needs to do this because they have the closed loop, at least they do, and everybody else does. Like, this is anything that's generated with AI there should be like a standard between, you know, Firefox, Chrome, and whatever the fuck Mac is using these days.
Safari.
Yeah, for like just a straight up digital watermark. Anything that's rendered through any of the popular ones that everyone, you know, the commodity ones people are going to be using all the time. Just where it fucking puts a watermark, like, this is AI, dumbass. Like, that'd be easy enough to do at the engine level of, like, anything that's going to be like, oh, no, this is detected as, like, hey, by the way.
I mean, that's gonna create an adversarial relationship, though.
Oh, it is, but it's
that's
better
that's the
than
whole point of
nothing.
AGI, right?
Well, for the responsible, and I'm talking about, like, the consumer stuff, what people, like, you know, people using Gemini, people using Grok, you know, the things that 99% of the fucking average consumer, you know, they're not spooling this shit up at home with their fucking 4090s, or they're using whatever mobile app. And, like, that's something like Google or Apple counted for relatively easily in their fucking app store of, like, hey, if you're going to be doing this with your app, because that's where 99% of your fucking AI, you know, generation shit's going to come from, like, hey, look, down punch the Margaret Thatcher app, whatever.
I mean, even like someone like Qualcomm could do that, right? Like they're putting out those NPUs. They could implement a lot of like hardware safety features there as well. Yeah, but again, it requires the industry to get off their ass and do something. And yeah, unless something's going to compel them to do that, I don't know that they're necessarily going to.
Thanks, Valve.
It's always Gabe's fault. Him
Valve
and his boat.
time. It strikes again.
If you would just let Microsoft buy Valve, the problem would go away. Okay. Okay. We understand. Good.
These things, they take time.
But then what? Just for NVIDIA to buy them?
No, Apple's gonna buy them.
No, Microsoft's bigger than Apple now.
Ah, did they regain that?
Past the market cap, yeah.
It's weird. It's weird because like back in the 90s, that was not a thing, but nowadays, yeah, Apple's a legit tech superpower.
Yeah, dude, they sell lifestyle devices. Like they made
electronic jewelry.
They turned tech into fucking fashion very successfully.
And they got everyone trapped in their fucking ecosystem.
And part of me loves that. I love that you can have a thing and give it to a person and then, like, not even you can fuck this up. They'll find a way to fuck it up, but it'll take them a while. They have to work on it. They're not going to have, like, a malware-ridden fucking device with, like, where did you even find Kazaa in 2024, mother? What are you doing?
I don't know. Tell that to the Recall people.
Recall?
Windows Recall.
Oh, yeah, well, it's Microsoft. I'm talking about Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's the AI features that the Snapdragon X.
Okay, here's the other thing. The AI thing is going to fizzle the fuck out, too. Like, what?
Well, people bought all those GPUs for crypto, and now they got to figure out something to do with them, right?
They got to do, but like the marketing is completely ridiculous. They're like, we're just going to staple fucking everything's got AI in it right now. Like, if you bought that fucking smart punching bag, it would have AI in it. Like, it's just
yeah. It feels pain for me.
Everybody's
the
gonna
ads that I hear on the radio while driving. It's like the new Samsung Galaxy whatever now with AI this and that. It's like,
and AMD's new CPUs, yay! And we're gonna realize like, whatever. Like it's gonna be fucking 3D TV. We're like, that's cool. Yeah, we know the thing can do the thing. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's like the Android, and again, it already had the assistant. It already had a natural speech processor built in. The fuck are you on about?
But now it can draw a matrix between a bunch of words and spit out incoherent bullshit at you that's usually wrong. AI.
Yes, completely hallucinated.
But and like here's the thing, much like game streaming, much like VR, there are actually good use cases for these things that this is actually a good tool for, but it's gonna get buried in shit because everyone thinks it's the new golden goose, right?
Like, what's working with it? Exactly. Like, but we'll go back. Like, there's nothing wrong with AI. Like, I'm pro, like, this is going to fucking fundamentally change how we do shit. But yeah, it's all the marketing bullshit. Like, at the core, I made the argument, NFTs is a good idea for, like, digital ownership, which would be very fucking handy in this day of AI. But the fucking pump and dump marketers, motherfuckers, they jumped in, and the schemers, and, like, it probably perpetually tarnished.
And like, even Anil Dash, he was talking about, like, how like what he was proposing, like, this was just an idea that needed to be, like, further developed, and people kind of just took it verbatim and implemented it, right? So yeah, with
NFTs.
Yeah, with NFTs.
Yeah, like, and NFTs, like, and people misunderstood what it was. Like, oh, I own the thing. And I'm like, well, I mean, you're thinking it's not for the end user.
You own the token to the thing.
You can prove that it's yours. More importantly, in fucking court.
And again, people trying to treat it as, like, some sort of database or processing thing. It's a ledger. It is that's all it is.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good for ledger tasks, and only that. The reason you had
Basil,
all these Ethereum
I just want to let you know
splits-
you're still scrolling across the fucking screen, son.
Listen, he's a boss, man.
Not to be forgotten.
Yeah, but he's the Super Deathstone, the legendary Super Deathstone.
Oh man,
he's green and shit. Look at him.
I hope, like, do either of you, like, use? Because I use I've talked about it. I use a artist formerly known as Bard to, like, picture that I've written when I'm writing stuff for, like, interfacing Linux, and I feed it, and I'm like, give me some drafts of that. Let me look at that, and it's good for, like, rearranging shit around. I'm like, huh. All right, let me go rewrite that using that take. I find it good for a creative tool like that.
I have GPT-4 all set up with Llama 3. It's really good for, I need Python that does this.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. The Code Llama. That was the thing I wanted to set up and play around with. Strider has been playing around with that too, and I'm like, I need to write a bunch of tooling, and that may help me a lot in terms of just, like, speeding up my shit. But I don't really use AI in any of my workflow. I use a lot of like generative and procedural tools for, like, doing D&D stuff. But that's more to just, like, give me something to start with,
right.
and then I can like take that, like. I generated the continent of my map, and it, like, created a bunch of cities and whatnot. And it's like, great, I don't need to worry about the topography. I can take this and use that as my starting point. But, like, I was using these kinds of tools for years before, like, the generative AI thing.
Yeah, but now it says AI on it, though.
Yeah. But back in the day where they're like, hey, we have these fancy Markov generators that are good for just generating crap that you can turn into something useful. And yeah,
now you have the AI thing that requires the energy output or consumption of an entire country. In some cases, did she give you that?
They have solved the matrix multiplication. I was reading about that, I think, like 2 weeks ago. Which is
someone mentioned. Someone put the link today on Discord about replacing basically just not doing the matrix operations and using vector
ham
instead?
8-ball ham.
Yeah.
Vectors are matrices, though, aren't they? Like,
or at least you can have them as I don't know. I don't remember. Yeah. I read it, but it's like
sure.
Yeah.
and anyways, like the other concern, as well as, like, the labeling problem, where there is, like, a massive exploited labor force in the global south that are being paid pennies to, like, essentially do the work, right? And
what?
Yeah, like, again, data labeling for AI, like that it's another problem. Like, there's the power cost. There's also, like, the human costs, because, like, again, like the fucking Amazon grocery store thing, they had to have humans fucking review this shit and, like, feed it into the AI anyways, right? Like, right. It wasn't. Like, there were still people involved, but what you've done now is you've just, like, reduced it to, like, hyper unskilled labor that you can, like, underpay people for, and that's what it's turning into.
Gotta trade it.
Yeah, it was Jalot that posted that earlier today.
Oh man,
But
Even,
yeah, it's like,
you know, you think of like Google search results and things like that. I'll kind of flop that in. A buddy of mine, when he was going to UJ Law, his girlfriend had a part-time job as a Google contractor refining searches. And it was like a $12 an hour job.
Amazon MTurk.
Mechanical Turk, yeah.
Yeah. When I was actively dating, I was in the Redditor for Redditor subreddit IRC channel, and there were a bunch of people who were like doing MTurk things to like pay for vacations. They do like a couple hours a night, and it gives them like $5, and like after a few months,
It adds up.
like it adds up. But like in some cases, this may be like, depending on your like education and like the work available, this may be the only thing that you can do. And it's like hyper menial, and it's like not good for you to just kind of do these sort of menial things long term.
Which is also the big fuck you of the whole AI thing is, oh, the computers are going to do the menial tasks so that the people can be creative. And you have generative AI creating pictures, and people are doing the menial stuff and typing in the prompt and refining the prompts and doing whatever.
Yeah. It didn't work out like we planned.
All hail the Omnisaya! Praise be the Holy Machine God!
See, leave us
Sing the
alone in the
holy
future when
hymns of source.
Now, who's gonna sit in the big chair? I want to be the dead guy in the chair. That would be nice if I could just sit in a chair all day and be a dead person.
Yeah, no, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'll join the Adeptus Mechanicus any day.
I love how they literally have Fonzieism as a religion. If you just hit it and go A enough, it will work.
I mean, yeah, you know, all hell percussive maintenance.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta give it a kick.
I mean, listen, if it's not that expensive and you can whack it.
Fall in love with the sexy cogitator that controls the doors for that entire sector. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, like the search engines, here's a beautiful fucking thing. Like, for whatever reason, I don't care, but Bing doesn't want to index interfacing Linux.
I wonder why.
Yeah, right. Linux, but I mean, it indexes Linux Gamecast.
Okay, sure.
All right. And
Is it an age thing?
see, this is at first I said like
it's not a minor anymore.
So many jokes.
Sorry, I'll shut.
all right. So, I mean, this is not a. What's his name?
Dr. Demento.
That one. Yeah, Dr. Demento.
Dr.
Demento stream, yes.
Not Dr. Demento. Jesus Christ. I don't want to talk shit about Dr. Demento. Radio legends. I don't know. Is there shit to talk about? I don't want to look it up. I don't want to.
Yeah, don't ever research your heroes, man. Everybody's got something probably. So it doesn't want to fucking index it, man. It's been, I think interfacing Linux is like 6-7 months old, but like it could be, you know, how many, if it hasn't been around a year or whatever, no one knows. You know, I got like the Bing webmaster tools, like logged in, like looked at it and like, no, everything's fine. And honestly couldn't give a flying fuck about whether or not that site shows up on Bing. That's like 3% of the fucking search market. Pedro, where's my problem with shit not showing up on Bing?
DuckDuckGo.
Yes, sir. Right fucking there. That means you don't find that shit on DuckDuckGo either. I'm like, well, all right. I've requested indexing, and this is like, what you gonna do? 2 weeks ago. So yeah, technically a couple of weeks ago, I ran across a setting in fucking Cloudflare. Because it used to be you had to set up a web application firewall rule to block AI crawlers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, I don't go, I probably should do it. And it was one of those things, man. I'm like, oh, it's not that big a deal. Then they turned it into a fucking tick box. Good on you, Cloudflare. I'm like, hey, just get that on. And I don't normally pay attention to anything unless we're getting shite hammered for some reason. I'm like, who's doing what? And I was going through the fucking logs last night. Constant fucking block list, Microsoft. Oh, you want to index my fucking site with your AI from OpenAI? Fuck you. You don't want to index it on your search, but you want to crawl the shit out of the It was trying hard, man. And I just keep rolling back, and it, you know, like every 2 hours it's trying to fucking suck that up. And I'm like, get fucked. You too, Google. You don't get it either. I thought that was entertaining. I like get wrecked. Motherfuckers. Yep. All right.
Are they just giving up on regular indexing and they're doing everything through AI?
I think that was their clever fucking plan, man. Yeah. Because, oh, dude, that showed up in like Linux Audio the other day. I was like, oh god, here, so it begins. Like, so I asked ChatGPT, how do I do this? And it said this and this and this. And I'm like, I'm not walking into that conversation. I just...
Have you tried putting Elmer's glue on
it? Yes. Just, you know, don't even bother putting it on the pizza. Just grab a spoon directly from the bottle.
Don't even fuck with the spoon. Fucking squirt that shit.
Like, what are you doing? Like, ChatGPT don't fucking know this shit. This is... And it's not just that. It's like, and so I did it. And I'm like, all right.
Well, there were those people that followed Apple Maps and drove their car into the lake.
Right. I mean, listen, these people are out there. Like, Carlin, George Carlin, man. Like, we don't want to believe. None of us want to fucking believe. You know, like, imagine the dumbest person that you fucking know, I think is how it went, right?
Yeah, that's the halfway point.
Yeah. And, like, I've seen supporting evidence to this. But like with the GPT, I was like, this conversation has to start with like, you can't use that for, so like, yes, I fucking can. It told me the right thing on these occasions. And I'm like,
broken clock.
That's great. It's wrong now. You know, I can fix your computer. You probably don't want me to do open heart surgery on you, right? Like, just because I was right about one thing does not make me right about other things.
I don't know. Like, see, my brain is still not to the point of like even, because the only thing I play around with is like fucking Gemini. But you can do some incredibly cool shit. Like, especially like data sorting. Fucking give us like, put this shit in a fucking graph for me and label it with thing like, there you go. Like, huh.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of useful stuff for like data analytics. They're using it to like, there was one LLM project that was using it to like sort through domestic violence records and like trying to like do data analytics on that.
Yeah, Basil, it's the ballpark, that one. Yeah, half of them are dumber than that. I mean, who's the top stream? Here we go. Let's go ahead and get kicked off Twitch. Who's the top streamer on Twitch right now?
Who is the top streamer on Twitch right now? Are you asking Gemini or are you asking?
You know what?
Ninja Shroud? I don't know.
Who is
are they all stealth-based names like cloaking device and mask and leather gloves and?
There was that streamer that did like all he did was reaction streams where he'd watch YouTube videos and react to them.
You gotta be more specific.
Was really popular for a while there. I don't know if it still is.
Okay, how out of touch are we? Okay, first, y'all bitches didn't know. Because I didn't fucking know either. I'm not talking any shit. That, I'm going to post that in Discord. TwitchTracker.com exists. So.
Okay.
And somebody, I'm sure the three of us have never fucking heard of, but somebody in the audience is going to be like, oh yeah, I watch them all the time.
Kai Cenat.
What kind of content does Kai Cenat do?
Yeah,
you know what? Let's maybe go do a little reaction video here. How do I get streams?
Oh, was this the kid who got the therapist on his stream to help him with that Elden Ring boss?
Yes, he is.
I know this guy.
I saw the video.
This guy. Okay. All right. Yeah.
All right, never mind. I know this person. He's pretty chill.
Yeah. See, but again, like, dude gets like this. Dude gets the smoking hot therapist to like show up on stream and counsel him through boss fights.
That
GDQ, yeah. Stable Ronaldo, Elon Musk, 1016.
Image partner. Do we know? Oh, outside of GDQ, do you? And like Kai Sanat.
Yeah, no, the name I didn't recognize when Jordan said, it's like, yeah, the dude that brought the
I know what Shroud is, but I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a Shroud
the Elden
stream.
Ring stream. Yes, that I saw the video of that. Yes.
Yeah, and that's how I was aware. Seeing the picture of the kid, I'm like, clicked.
And here we go. Yeah. This comes down to Twitch being a fucking video game streaming. So the most popular games, just chatting. Done. All right, let's get the fuck over Twitch being for video games, because it's not. I'm tired of having an argument, motherfucker.
It's just public access TV. Like,
it is. Yeah. Oh, you try to tell some people like, no. All right, fine.
That's what we need. We need the Twitch Berry Bible revival.
Yes, dude. I saw. Shit. I hope I added him because it was late last night or early this morning. Some dude had like, and it wasn't Weird Poll. I know about Weird Poll. This guy had like the 80s camcorder with a bad green screen with like the sunlight behind him, and he had the call-in number doing like the religious talk show thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he was crushing it, dude. It was beautiful. Yeah, what's like the most popular GTA is the next popular game.
GTA RP is still huge, right?
It is.
Yeah, GTA Online is very, very popular.
Whatever the first Descendant is, did last on this. Elden Ring's holding up the middle though, and
people still chewing on that DLC.
You know, I think to our credit, let's see, we know GTA, we know Valorant, we know
Dota.
Yeah, Elden Ring. I don't know the fuck this is.
Inazuma 11 Go
Shrieky
Shadow.
Miki Kara Okum.
Fork Knife, yeah. First Descent is the new Nexon game that they already got in trouble with, and it literally just came out in early access, so good job, Nexon. Borderlands 3, Pal World, The Forest.
People
Not
are still
Sons of
playing
the
Borderlands
Forest, the
3?
actual forest.
This is the new ZZZ. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Sunless Zone Zero.
Fragpunk? Yeah, I don't know.
Fragpunk. Oh, that looks neat.
Dungeonborn
What the
is
fuck's
the
Borderlands
extraction
3
shooter.
doing in this?
Right,
Like,
that's what I want to know. Like, it's
21
not even
streams. No.
It's not even that good a game.
it's just like, nah, just today, bro. Like something fucking happened, man. I don't know. Last 7 days? I guess, dude.
200 and something people. Okay, so it's maybe some popular streamer.
Yeah, right. Yeah, somebody with like
Yeah.
averages like 30,000 fucking viewers stream cracked open Borderlands 3. That'll throw the numbers.
How did I
People
get
play
to number
BL3
6?
when they can't think of what else to do. All right.
Really?
But do they
Interesting.
stream
No,
it?
that's
I get
a
it. I get it when they
Brazilian
don't have any
pedal, not
content.
me.
Yeah. What do we think about reaction streamers?
How
would you feel, Pedro, if who's a hated reaction streamer? I don't know any.
I remember there was one that was really popular, and his name was like A2X
All right.
or some weird combination
What
of
if they were
numbers and letters.
reacting to you from a Linux Gamecast stream? How would you feel? Would you be like,
if it was me specifically, I'd probably feel a swelling of my ego.
oh really?
proportionally
But what
to
if they
the
were
number
talking
of
mad shit about you?
yeah, you're talking mad shit about me, a nobody, to
All right.
your however many thousands of people watching.
All right.
Yeah, that'd make me feel pretty good.
All right.
But just the reaction streamer in and of itself is the laziest form of video content because you're not actually doing a goddamn thing.
Yeah, you're a leech.
Yeah.
You're a leech. Like, at least the ones that are like, yeah, that's what I do. Nom 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 nom. Like okay.
I guess I will give credit to the people who like routinely pause and like
I
talk
don't
about
because
shit.
you're still taking people's comments no matter how often you pause.
Sure,
it.
sure.
If you're adding
listen
to it,
I'm just saying there are people who literally are just a box with a head playing the other video. Like there's gradations there. Yeah, yes, it's all shit. But you know there is something to be said about like, hey, I'll talk about this, or you know maybe if you're not exclusively a React streamer and like someone has made a video that I have something to say about and you're doing it as a response. I don't know.
What I imagine in my head is like a streamer who watches an entire like 30 fucking minute video. You're like, because I was reading, I don't remember who it was. People were talking about this a couple days on Reddit. I think on our videos, I was reading, and somebody's like, but he pauses a lot and talks, and I'm like, yeah, but he just sit there and watched like a fucking 30-minute long thing that somebody probably spent like 8 months putting together, and they got nothing for that. I would copyright strike his ass.
That's the thing. If he's adding enough of it, if he's doing criticism, if he's actually using that medium as a means to review that content, there's probably an argument to be made about fair use.
It's still lazy as hell. Don't get me wrong.
It is
lazy as hell, and if they use that is one thing they do say is work in the entirety. It's a very clear fucking phrase. Like that's where you can be like, they put the whole thing up. Like it doesn't matter if you paused it or talked between it. You played the entire thing, my entire complete from beginning to end. So you do have grounds for like, by the way, homie. But I don't think anybody complains because they're like, yeah, free publicity. And like that funnel doesn't work like that, kids. Big popular streamer plays your thing. Ain't nobody gonna come check you out.
They might come to brigade you or something. And like, yeah, I guess
brigading is
I remember years and years ago, Sterling did a friend of mine made a game Pedro might remember, Helena the Third. And I was talking back and forwards, and Sterling did a with squirty view or whatever of it.
Squirty plays whatever?
Yeah. And it was like 230, this is big numbers back in the day, 230,000 views. And I fucking hit homie out because we were chatting back and forwards in Google, and I'm like, so do you like that spike in sales? I'm like, what? On Steam. Your game was like, yeah, you didn't get any extra sales or anything. What are you talking about? And I showed him the video, and I was like, that didn't do anything. No, I fucking...
Yeah.
Then again, there's something to be said for people who are actively covering, like Sterling did with the squirty plays, which she kind of focused on the bad games a little bit.
But Sterling genuinely enjoyed this game. That was the entire conceit of like this. It's fucking Blaster Master. Like, yeah.
So and like I don't know, to that degree, like, yeah, I think unless there's like a specific call to action, yeah, I don't think people are gonna like watch a thing and be like, oh yeah, I'll go check it out, right?
Like I couldn't imagine,
like if Steph was like, yo, go buy this, go to this website, go buy this game. I'm not even sponsored by this. I think this is a cool game that people should check out and go buy it.
That like might drive a call to action, but the thing being just somebody like reviewing your thing or talking about your thing without that call of action, which you never see in a reaction video. Like, hey, go.
And that's what I mean. Like, I didn't see the video, so I don't know if there was or was not one. I'm just theorizing at this point, right?
Brandon, that's your name. If you're listening, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. I remember Brandon Lee, right?
I don't want to dox anybody.
Yeah, we had him on the show at one point, didn't we?
No.
Or was that the other guy? The other Brandon?
We had Terry on.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I was thinking like real early. Like
I don't think we had Brandon on. I'll ask him.
Maybe we talked to Brandon at one point.
No, you did, because you were in a hang, because me and Brandon used to hang out on Google Hangouts.
Yeah. No, so I did meet the guy, right?
Yeah. You've talked with the guy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, because when you said Helena the Third, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Right. Yeah. Had keyboards in the background.
Yeah. Man, that's like fucking 12 fucking years ago, right? Like,
yeah, I just couldn't imagine. Like, I won't play anything but like game videos, like on our stream. Now, admittedly, we were guilty of playing funny YouTube videos back in the day.
Yeah. Yes, but that was we were what, like, live streaming that. We weren't posting that necessarily. That was like,
oh yeah. I mean, we were just doing it because, like, oh, look at this funny video. Like,
yeah. That was like us fucking around on the internet, right? Like,
but it was us. I mean, if you want to get to the letter of it, we were reacting to other people's work.
Mm-hmm. Although, admittedly, that wasn't the core of the stream.
Yeah,
we can justify
very
that
much. The core is what we just did.
Right,
was the show, and then it was after the show. It's like, funny video.
I mean, that used to be part of my show prep coming home, dude, or like during the week.
Yeah.
It was like trying to find some fucked up videos to watch. Emphasis on fucked up videos to watch.
Right, yeah. Little babies.
Like weird stuff, dude.
Ice cream's a feeling.
Yeah. Baby hands.
I am the unicorn wizard.
Right? I mean, who would have thought that Danny Sexbang got huge? He's the Game Grumps now. They're like multi-platinum artists. Like, yeah.
That's weird, man. It's weird how the shit like that works out. I was like, oh man, no, it was all us.
Ninja Brian released a jazz album under Trey Magnifique. Like, yeah.
All right. I gotta go get some food, and plus I'm gonna melt.
It's already past 5 a.m.
Yeah.
It's daytime. I need to go to sleep.
All right. Bye, folks. See
fun.
y'all next week.
Going out with hard jams.
Strawberry jam.
Bumping.
I don't even know what color that's supposed to be. I was going for red, and it's like the hue shift is like, I can do every color but red. Is this? I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
Yellow, pink, purple. There.
Sure. That was the fucking slider's spite color.